Hey, everybody. Welcome to this Tuesday, February 28th, 2023. I'm your host for the Giant Bombcast, episode 778, Jan Ochoa. And hey, it's been a hot minute now since RIP to a beloved podcast that I really like. And you know what? I'm just going to adopt the soundboard. I'm just going to take it.
Just fucking stealing shit.
I'm just going to steal it. I'm just going to take it.
Yours now.
It's all ours. It's all ours now.
Yay. Damn.
You know,
fucking stole the soundboard. You hate to see it.
Pay the big bucks, which was no bucks actually, to get that soundboard. It's just mine now. I'm just gonna take it. Joining me as always on the Giant Bombcast, co-captain of the ship, Jeff Grubb.
I woke up at 4:15 a.m. today because I was sick, and then I just didn't go back to bed, and I feel fantastic. I got so much done.
That's the way to do it. I tried doing the 4 a.m. lifestyle, and it destroyed me.
Yeah, it will be the death of me for sure. But today I'm feeling great.
Yeah. Speaking about feeling great, who's that we have over there? Who is that? Is that the hottest freelancer in video games media right now?
Pay me.
That's right.
Give me money.
Pay him. We got the boy, the homie, Michael Higham.
Yes, sir. You know what time it is? Locked in. Let's do this. Giant Bombcast, baby. You know the vibes?
That's right. We haven't cussed yet, so I'm going to give the first cuss to, that's right, Giant Bomb's own Elmo, the young god. We tried to get him on our favorite. He's our current favorite Italian. Sorry, Mike Minotti.
Eat shit.
He's our drunken Elmo, Jesse Vitelli of Prima Games.
Hey, what's going on? Thank you for having me. I went to bed at 4 a.m.
Hell yeah. That's the young Elmo lifestyle. Young Elmo sounds like a SoundCloud rapper, so I definitely want you to lean into that.
Young Elmo.
Yeah, young Elmo. 4 a.m.
Okay, hold on. I don't know why I faded away. We're fine. We're fine.
This is a good show. We know what we're doing here.
Yes, I question that sometimes. You know.
Yeah.
We're spinning so many plates around these days. It's like, wait, is that? Oh crap, that's a bowl. I shouldn't that's an aluminum bowl. I shouldn't put that in a microwave.
Plates. It's dangerous.
Who even put soy sauce in this bowl? Why am I spitting it? I just, I'm doing it sometimes.
This reminds me of a time in high school where there was a line in a high school play that said you can get a stain off of your shirt by using soy sauce. And
hell yeah.
I had a friend that didn't realize that was part of a joke. And then later they spilled something on their shirt, but they'd gotten sushi for lunch from the grocery store.
They said, "Fuck it, soy sauce." Bam.
And then we're like, "Oh no, I got a stain on my shirt. Let me get it off with some soy sauce." And they just made it worse.
Oh, hell yes, that rules.
What an idiot. How y'all doing? It's cold out. I thought winter was done.
Storming out here, you know what I'm saying? So
we had snow this morning.
Oh, there's snow. Oh, I've been to New York like 20 times in the past 2 years, and it still hasn't snowed there.
You just missed it.
Oh man, I'm chilling though. Hopefully my street don't get flooded because it is storming out here. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I'm feeling good.
I've been near that area and lost a car to. I live there, and I've lost a car to that storm before.
Oh shit, for real?
Oh yeah. Shouts out to my mom's 1992 Honda Accord. I'll miss it dearly. Damn. Turns out when a car is halfway submerged in water, it just won't turn on anymore.
That's the only thing that can kill an Accord, though, is being completely flooded, basically.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's going to run just fine.
You know what, though? There was like an old Toyota Camry, half a block up on the street that was also halfway submerged, and it was fine.
Well, nothing can kill a Camry. We're talking about Accords. Accords, that's the only thing that can kill it. Nothing can kill a Camry.
Nothing can
kill a Python said put a bag of rice on it.
Yeah, exactly. It's good to go.
I know that's a thing because of electronics, but for a hot second, I thought it was something problematic because
it was racist.
Don't gotta ring the problematic light. I'm just gonna take this. I'm just gonna put all of these sounds on my Stream Deck, and we're just going to adopt this because no one else is using any of these sounds. Like if I wanted to say do the drop, I'm gonna do it now.
You have the fucking song too.
I got the whole thing now.
Yeah.
Unstoppable.
Damn.
Okay, calm down. Okay. I need to take out all of the really the spicier ones.
The things Jeff can't say. Right, I got you.
The things that none of us could say. All right. And hey, look at the progress. Look at that.
God's working on all of us.
Just because you clock out of work doesn't mean you stop working on yourself.
Ooh,
wow.
bars.
Wow. You boy. Jesse, if you just want to chime in the future, just go, man.
Just young Elmo.
Young Elmo
never drops the hot 16. Just like,
oh man, yeah.
Or never doesn't even ad lib. Just goes young Elmo.
Just sits in the back of the room in an Elmo costume and says young Elmo.
That's the watermark.
Yeah. All right. How do we feel about talking about some video games?
Frankly, I'm for it.
All right.
Yeah. Those things are pretty good.
Those things are pretty
get
good.
on board.
We got the Final Fantasy experts with us. That's right. I'm deeming both of them Final Fantasy experts. They're both licensed. If you've been curious about trying a Final Fantasy help with Jesse Vitelli and Michael Higham is the way to go. Use offer code Bombcast at checkout. Michael, Jesse, both of you have checked out Final Fantasy XVI.
Ooh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I wanna hand it over to Jesse first. I did the I was on Kinda Funny Gamescast. I did a preview with them, and my stuff is on arstechnica.com if you want to check out my full written preview. But Jesse, floor is yours, dog.
Oh, I see how it is. You've had your fill of 16.
Yeah, I'm already tired of this game.
You're just already tired. Yeah, we got to play about 2 hours, give or take, of the game a couple weeks ago, and hope you like Devil May Cry, because boy, oh boy, is this a Devil May Cry game through and through.
Oh, so it's all
Fantasy
action?
Elements.
It's not turn-based?
Like hard character action.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
the story doesn't have a grading system at first, but there are modes that will have the Devil May Cry like grading system in it. Like it's combos, air juggles. You want to hit someone with a big rock fist into the air and then hit him with some swirly swirl claws and then slam him down to the ground and then have your good dog boy Torgal come in and bite him. You could do all that.
And then the structure of the game then is, and this is not me speculating or extrapolating, so I want everyone to just take a deep breath when I say this, because this is not me saying this is Yoshi P saying it. The structure of the game is God of War 2018.
Yeah,
like that's he just straight up said that to several interviewers. So it's they're wearing their inspirations on their sleeve.
Yeah, they're not in all the conversations too about and we'll get into this, but they're very, like, by their own admission, they're trying to be Game of Thrones with its tone, story, its whole vibe. When I asked them about the structure of the game, they said, like, this is, you think of like God of War, where you have a hub and it connects you to the rest of the world, exploration in that regard. So and obviously the combat director, Ryota Suzuki, is from Devil May Cry, who you worked on Capcom. You worked on FEC2, Dragon's Dogma, DMC5, and there's like, yeah, we're doing stylish action with this thing. It has RPG systems, of course, so there's still that progression and that customization. Damage numbers flying all over the place. I love me some good damage numbers. So.
You guys are like, okay, let's alleviate the concerns.
Sure.
You guys are Final Fantasy fans, and you're happy that the game is this way. This is not in some way completely undermining Final Fantasy as a concept, right?
No, I wouldn't say so. I think, and you see this kind of like throughout all of the previews that kind of came out today, is the demo was very combat focused. That was the thing they were getting out there and sort of being like, we are a Final Fantasy game, but we want to get everyone on board with the combat because it's drastically different than what has come before. Drastically different. It's an evolution of what's come before it, right? We've seen 15, 7 remake. Now we're going kind of, even Stranger of Paradise, we're going like hard into action. And you're doing that contextually through the different icon abilities, which are the summons. So, you're still using Phoenix and Garuda and Titan, and the story is still centered around Shiva and crystals and sort of the things that make Final Fantasy Final Fantasy. It is just kind of wrapped in this hard character action combat.
Yeah.
And so it's trying to kind of do both. We just haven't seen a lot of the story stuff. They've been pretty tight-lipped about a lot of that. We have some of it, but not all of it.
Yeah. So I'm feeling it in terms of the shift, because Final Fantasy always does something new. And when I look at it, it has like a 3-pronged approach where you have the MMO with 14, the greatest game of all time. You have 7 Remake, which still has a lot of that turn-based DNA in it with the ATB system.
Sure.
And it is action RPG, but 7 Remake is it's methodically paced, and you have to worry about controlling the party. In 16, they're doing stylish action where you control one character. You only ever control Clive. You have party members who accompany you at certain points, and you have Torgal, your puppy, to assist you, but you're controlling one character throughout that story. So trust me, you show me turn-based combat, I'm gonna get fucking hyped off that. I love my turn-based games. Persona 5 Royal is my favorite game of all time. I grew up playing these seminal RPGs. And if you're concerned about turn-based combat, there's things like Octopath Traveler 2, there's Bravely Default, which are
Like a Dragon.
There's Yakuza Like a Dragon. These are direct evolutions, and Dragon Quest is still going on. So these are direct evolutions of the turn-based system, which are still, tried and true and evolving in certain ways. It's just that 16, this is what 16 wants to go for. And it fits, like it or hate it, it fits the vibe that this game is going for.
I have a question about the vibe.
Sure.
Yes, let's do a vibe check. It does seem, I don't want to say grim dark. I want to say grim though. Does that leave any room, as far as you could tell, open for silliness, side quests that are more? Is there going to be, Cloud dressing up as a lady at the thing? Like, are they going to be able to pull off something like that in this game?
I love the Honeybee Inn.
It's interesting because it is very, and especially the preview we played, it's very dark, both lighting and thematically. Like, it is a very, very focused revenge story from the slice that we've played, and it's a lot of geopolitical conflict. And when I interviewed the team at this event, they were like, the things that make Final Fantasy are chocobos and Moogles and sort of the things you come to expect. So they're talking as if those things are in the game. How much whimsy there is in terms of the fantasy parts of it still remain to be seen. I'm kind of curious how you balance this like very dark revenge story with a lot more of the whimsy, but it seems like they're pretty excited about the balance they've struck. We have not really seen it, though.
I cannot wait to avenge a fallen chocobo then, if that is the case.
Oh, damn. Yeah,
Let's go John Wick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Someone kills your Moogle, and then, like, its final word is Kupo. No, and then you just go on a side quest to, like, murder, like, the evil Moogle. I have a question about the combat, and Michael, you mentioned that you're primarily controlling one character. Did it feel more like, let's say, a Kingdom Hearts where your party members are kind of aimlessly running around and not actually helping, or are they actually useful? Could you affect their behavior at all?
Yeah, well, you can ask Torgal, your puppy, to do certain things like attack, heal, defend, or things like that. Through button prompts on the D-pad. In the demo, you have your boy Sidolphus accompanying you through like halfway through that like dungeon like sequence. I didn't pay much mind to what he was doing. I'm sure he was helping. He was helping it by just being there, because that boy fine as fuck. But I don't think. I don't think there's going to be much with AI companions. I think if anything, it's one of those things where in this story context, the fact that this character accompanies you in this moment, it just makes like narrative sense in the narrative. But I don't like gameplay wise. This game is not concerned about anyone else but Clive.
Question: what are icons, and do they sell wireless earbuds on podcast ads?
Wow, stupid. So you want to talk about dominance? Boy, we got a game for you.
They're important.
Got the mommy dommies?
Yeah.
maybe depends
Yeah.
on who you ask.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll say yes. You can ask me. I'll say yes.
Thank you, Jesse. I knew you got my back.
I got you.
Yeah, the icons and the dominants are like the summons.
Oh,
Like
okay.
Clive controls multiple icons at the same time, and that's how your moveset changes. So you like hit L2, and it shuffles between, at least in the demo, between Ifrit, Garuda, Titan, and
Phoenix.
that changes your moveset, and that's how you can like combine all these wild things. So I don't know what the story context is for like how and why Clive can control all of these. Like we were fighting Benedicta, who's the dominant for Garuda. She transforms into Garuda. You fight Garuda herself, and fucking Clive transforms into Ifrit, and they have this big kaiju battle.
Ooh.
Shit, there's some wild shit going on. But the icons themselves, the summons are a very key part of the rest of the story. At this point, I'm just kind of like, I need the full game. Just give me the full game. I want to see how all these pieces fit into place.
In the presentation before we actually got hands-on, Yoshida was kind of talking a lot about sort of the setup for the world, and had mentioned like there's like a Cold War era style tension where the icons, since the dominants are characters that can transform into the icon, they liken them to like weapons of mass destruction, and this idea of mutually assured destruction, where it's like, oh, well, I'm not going to just become Titan and ruin your world, because then you would just become Shiva and come ruin our region. And this sort of idea that like there's this natural tension there of like, we could all become our icons and go just beat the hell out of each other, but like, what does that serve? And the idea of the mother crystals, which are sort of, they likened to oil fields.
Mommy
and
crystals.
how each region, mommy crystals, and and how they act as like oil fields, and so they kind of draw the natural ether from the world, and each region sort of has one, and that's their energy. But what happens when those crystals start to lose their energy, and how does that suddenly put strife on the people of the region, and when do the dominants have to go look for energy in other regions, and what kind of conflict does that sort of create?
It's y'all are talking this game up, and I feel like I might actually be interested, because when I heard that this was kind of, they're aiming for a Game of Thrones type of deal, I thought that was primarily just in like the setting and like medieval type. But I don't know, man. I think I might be.
Yeah.
I think I might be won over. My question though, and I know you guys saw like a very specific slice, and that this game does seem a little bit more serious than some of the whimsy of other Final Fantasies. But did it seem serious in a way that was not self-aware, like Strangers of Paradise, where like Jack didn't know that he was a walking tool? And does Clive actually seem like a character with good motivations?
Oh shit, they gonna get me.
The block is hot. The block is hot.
Whoa.
You asked the wrong question.
It's Square Enix is knocking on my door.
Oh
no. This game takes itself very seriously, and it doesn't have that level of self-awareness. Like there's no room for goofy shit here. At least that's the impression so far. And like going back to what Jeff was talking about, like I asked about the side quests, and if there are going to be moments like that, they said that yes, there will be warmer moments, and that this story is ultimately about hope. And he talked to me about Endwalker. He's like, that game was about hope as well, but in a very different context, in a different way. They like to believe that 16 is also about those things, but in the way in which this game takes itself seriously, I think it's how do I put this? I'm not going to say disappointing, because like that's being very judgmental in a preview state. I come to Final Fantasy for those things, like especially 14, which does have a lot of fucking dark stories told in that world. There is some really fucked up shit that happens in 14, but it is also cute and whimsical. And the thing for me is that the characters are an extension of the story, and their attitudes, their personalities are what drive your understanding of the rest of that game world and how you understand that story. So I like to think that side of the game, like the more whimsical, fun aspect, adds emotional depth to its characters. Now, so far, all I've seen right now is just people are angry. They have a lot of contempt, and like if that's what they're going for, then they're doing a good job of that. But yeah, I say in my preview too, like Final Fantasy has always been many things. It doesn't have to be the thing that we've always known about. Like they have room to try something different, even if it's maybe not your vibe. I like the fact that they are at least trying something. Again, I don't know if I'm going to be completely sold on it. We'll see. This being Creative Business Unit 3, like their history with 14 and Naoki Yoshida leading the way, I'm just like, I know that they are good at what they do. So I trust them to win me in that regard. I gotta see what it is.
Grubb, how are you feeling on this? And I know you didn't completely stick with God of War 2018, but based off of what the homies have said, are you at all curious about FF16?
I'm curious to the point enough that where I'll check it out. I think in general, a game with a lot of cutscenes is just usually not my thing, and it's not anything against the game. It's just kind of when I sit there and when it turns into a movie or a show, it's hard for me to stay engaged, and that's just my little boy brain that struggles to pay attention to things. I will say that I saw two things that seemed that like play into what we've talked about so far. Apparently, Yoshida did answer some questions about something like similar to Blitzball, and he says we can't really have some Blitzball matches going on when people are killing each other, and then you have this hero who's talking about and driven by revenge, be like, I'm going to go out and fish. So it sounds like they're going to limit the I guess
like
lighthearted. Yes, exactly. The ones that are not that don't play into the revenge fantasy in some way, and then the other one. This one I think is a powder keg, but he basically said he doesn't want the game to be called a JRPG. He says this is going to depend on who you ask, but there was a time when this term first appeared 15 years ago. I think it's older than that, but for us as developers, the first time we heard it, it was like a discriminatory term. So it's like, oh, okay. I don't think anyone really thinks of it that way, but basically he's saying that it sounded like a way to silo off JRPGs into their own little bucket. But I think what people want from Final Fantasy is what they've wanted from JRPGs. I think he is kind of saying this is going to be more than what those games were, right?
That's ambitious. Yeah. I mean, I've never thought of JRPG as like a derogatory term. Definitely not a hard R with the JRPG.
Jesus Christ.
Definitely.
Young elmo.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesse. Thank you. And I don't know. I kind of like what the headspace that I get put into when I think of JRPG. I mostly think of like how expansive the game is going to be, or like how much time commitment it'll be, rather than like it stemming from Japan. At least for me personally.
JRPG, like for me, I've always likened it. Well, one, Japanese developers, because the systems at play have historically been pretty different. Of course, that has kind of like been blended a lot more as games kind of share a lot of systems and mechanics over the years. So like the way in which you play, like you engage with role-playing systems in a Dragon Age is very different how you engage with the role-playing systems of like a Lost Odyssey. I'm trying to put myself in like a 2010 era of game, and
I miss your 2010 era.
I wish you knew me back then, man. We've been turning up, but and doing hood rat shit. But yeah, and
the world is better
also,
off.
Nah,
It would have been too dangerous for us all.
Historically, though, like JRPGs have also been turn-based, and I can't really think of like a AAA or a seminal Western turn-based RPG. At least nothing comes to mind. So that was also another way in which you can make those distinctions. So, but yeah, I've always said like, yo, I'm a JRPG sicko, and like a lot of people have a reverence for that SNES, early PS1 era for those games. So Yoshida came out and said, yo, fuck y'all, stop putting that on us.
I think it's going to be a big game. I think it's going to be, my expectation is it's going to blow people away, and all of the anxieties that people have about it right now, all of the ways that we imagine that it won't meet our expectations are going to fly out the window. And once people are actually playing it, I think they're going to love it. That's my bold guess for what's going to happen with Final Fantasy XVI.
Wow, Jeff.
Damn.
How brave of you.
Thank you. It's time someone said it.
Someone's trying to slide into Square Enix's inbox.
Actually,
they no. Every episode, I'm sitting there talking about how they're the worst publisher in the world. The Final Fantasy 16 seems okay.
Yeah. I mean,
hey,
Square Enix be doing some questionable things, if you ask me.
Hey, Squeenix,
give me that left alive money.
It's 2 years now that I've paid for FF14, and I haven't gotten past level 20. So, you know, I'm obviously in your pocket. Get in my pocket. We'll talk things, you know? Just
You got those veteran rewards, though. You can go dress up as Cloud Strife now.
Oh man, I want to dress up as Cloud Strife. I want to ride my fat chocobo. I think I lost my fat chocobo in like
I'm so sorry.
The 20 times that I've started this game over and over again.
Damn.
Just like I believe Jeff Grubb might have gotten lost in space with Kerbal Space Program 2 early access.
Ooh.
I started this game. I've played a little bit of it. I'll just say that it's I am immediately already hooked again. I'm already noticing that it feels much more friendly to getting back on board and learning how, you know, rocket science works. They've learned a lot about tutorializing that game and making it simple without taking away the ability to just start slapping things together and hitting the launch button. That still works. They're not trying to guardrail you in. They're just trying to provide sort of scaffolding along the way with these tutorials to say, once you get frustrated that you keep, you know, blowing up in the ocean, come back here and let's talk and we'll show you a couple of pointers to make sure that you're actually going to get into space. And then you want to get into a steady orbit around the Earth or around the, you know, around Kerbal. Well then, okay, we have the tutorials for that. And here's how you're going to put a satellite in space. And here's how you're going to get to the moon and all that stuff. It's, I think it's really well done. I think some fans of Kerbal Space Program 1 are coming to this game and finding issues. I think there's they have very specific expectations on how things should work. There might be some performance issues. But I'm very into it. I am very happy with this game, and I'm like, early access. This is exactly where this game should be right now. Just let it survive in early access for a while, figure out all these problems, and turn it into the best possible Kerbal Space Program product. And I'll be very excited for it.
Now, Jeff, how intimate were you with the first Kerbal?
I played dozens of hours of it. I got to the Mun a couple times, and I was never able to like if I like lost an astronaut, I always had the idea of like, oh, I'm going to send out a ship and try to rescue him and bring him back. I was never that good where I could like pinpoint an object in space and plan out the exact rocket science required to go out and rescue it. But I like that the game supported that if I wanted to do that. There's also like they have difficulty levels in the game now. I don't know if Kerbal Space Program 1 had that. They have full like real physics all the way down to easy and a bunch of stuff in between. And I think I'm playing on the recommended one or maybe a little bit higher. And I'm like, that's kind of what I want. I love the idea of maybe one day just playing this with real physics. But for now, I'm like one step down, just learning the basics again and getting back into it. But I'm not familiar. I got Kerbal Space Program when it was I think $12 or $18. So not when it was like the $8 when it first debuted or $7, whatever it was. But I got it in early access before Steam early access was even a thing. I just bought it from their website. So I found my receipt the other day for that. So I played it a lot, but I'm not familiar enough with it to be able to dissect the differences between that game and this game beyond the obvious structural changes in how they're presenting everything.
Yeah, my only experience with Kerbal's really just watching Vinny and company try and eventually blast off to space. So I'm curious whether or not if I should just wait until Kerbal Space Program 2 is maybe out of early access or later in the early access period to try and jet off to space with you.
I think here's what we'll do. I will show you some for a video on the website giantbomb.com. And then we'll decide then. We'll like go in there with that's the goal of like trying to decide like what's the right time for you to jump in. There is some sort of multiplayer component. And I think everyone could just go in and start building together and working on different things at the same time. And like I like that idea of all of us trying to, you know, launch different vehicles into space at the same time and then having them, you know, connect in space so that we can then travel to the moon or however that would work. There's some cool ideas there. But also that would require a lot of synchronicity that might be impossible unless we're playing like unless this was the only game we were playing, which, hey, maybe it should be because that's kind of where I'm at with it. As soon as I started playing it, I'm like, I don't want to play anything else right now. Just give me Kerbal Space Program 2.
I've continuously thought about, you know what? I'm just never going to play a new game again, and I'm just going to choose one for the whole year, and I'm just gonna weekly check-ins about how that game is going. for the leading contender, and I'm not just saying this to get a cheap pop from the boys here, FF14, but like, do we go all the way into Dwarf Fortress? Maybe Kerbal is the way to go.
I would respect it.
Okay. Grubb, any other thoughts on Kerbal Space Program?
No, just that I like I said, there's a lot of negativity about this game out there, and that's why I would don't rush out and buy it. On my opinion again is just very much based on I'm enjoying the way that it's working so far, but maybe look for the Kerbal. If you are someone who really liked Kerbal Space Program 1, maybe dip your toe in before actually jumping in and making that purchase. You
try it on the Steam Deck at all?
No, I'm like I want the mouse and keyboard, so I bet it works fine on there, but no, I haven't tried it yet.
Okay. Speaking about climbing to high structures like space, I have been immersed in Pizza Tower.
Hey, yeah.
Pizza Tower!
Okay, come on. Don't offend our Italian friend
here. No, I can say that.
Give me a piece.
Okay.
I'm okay. Right. It's less offensive than the long chicken parm sandwich or whatever we were talking about last time.
Jesse, I want to let you know on the topic of long chicken sandwich, my partner and I, we rolled up to the Burger King drive-thru, and I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna get that long chicken sandwich." And then she just looks at me. It's like, "Why the fuck are we in this drive-thru line? Let's go." And then we didn't order anything. We just drove through.
Oh man,
we didn't get a long chicken sandwich.
You didn't get a Whopper, Junior, double chicken, triple Whopper at all.
I was telling her that
young Elmo.
I was telling her that the Whopper Junior's apparently the best distribution of burger.
Yeah,
according to Jeff Grubb. Damn right.
Yeah, the Grubb master himself said so.
And what'd she say to that? She probably just said nothing. She probably didn't talk to you for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Okay. She just crossed her arms. She just crossed her arms and was tapping her foot the whole time.
Yeah.
Someone just said Whoppers make me smell like BO. I don't know why Whoppers specifically make you.
Maybe it's the onions. I don't know.
Flavor crystals. That's what those are.
Yeah.
Pizza Tower. We play this on UPF. This is a game that is after my heart, and the thing is, I'm not 100% sold on the art style itself because it's almost too Ren and Stimpy, too Rocko's Modern Life for me. But like the actual mechanics of it, if you're familiar with Wario Land 4 for the Game Boy Advance, this is exactly like that. So imagine Wario is now a pizzaman, and he has even more mobility than he did in Wario Land 4. Because I think the most you'd be able to do is just like the hyper dash kind of thing, like the Samus hyper dash. But here, this takes like a fully maxed out mobility of Samus from Metroid, any of the 2D Metroids, and then slaps you in so you can do like a hyper dash and automatically run up a wall and then burst through metallic blocks, and also just do a 180 and do like a triangle jump, a hot dive. And there's also a parry system, which is just like a bunch of hot poses, which is dope.
Yeah. It's really good.
There's so much happening constantly. And once you get to the end of the level, you've collected all your little pizza friends, and you touch the little block at the end. It then becomes a race to get back to the beginning of the level, much like Wario Land 4. I believe it's 4. I'm not going to listen to anyone if they try and correct me, though.
Hell yeah.
And it's great. It's a real small title. It's $20. I'm playing it on Steam Deck, and it plays perfectly. I don't know what else to say about that because it's such an oddball game.
Yeah, I noticed it while we were playing, but just hearing you say, like, yeah, it is a fully powered up Samus plus Wario plus Super Baby Mario from Yoshi's Island with like the ability to run up walls and stuff like that. And it's like that combination of stuff, and then it all just flows together so nicely because the animations all they blend instantly. So it's like, yeah, it's really cool. It feels really good. It's surprisingly well done for a game that kind of looks like it's aggressively trying to have this trashy attitude and trashy sort of demeanor. It's like, oh no, that is just a facade it puts on to have like this attitude, and that attitude still works, but it underneath it's still this really amazingly well playing game.
Before I checked it out, Grubb, I remember you comparing it to like a Wario plus Tony Hawk, and then I could not for the life of me understand that combination of a game. But then to explain that train of thought more for folks that could still be on the fence or like me confused, it's the ability to just chain abilities and movement to completely like there's points where you just blast through a screen and like you just have to do like it feels like you're doing a bunch of Tony Hawk combos. You know, you're doing like kickflip to Benihana to 360 and you wind up blasting through the level, taking no hits. You hit a parry perfectly, and it just sings. It just goes so well. And then the music in this game, also amazing. When everything else speeds up, so does the music, and it just makes you feel really, really tense. But at the same time, you're just blasted with visuals of 90s style cartoon pizza that you know you can't help but feel slightly calm. Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, it centers me for sure.
Yes. The chaos centers me. Just like the crime. I have no segue for this.
Who put this on here? Who played Crime Boss? Admit it now.
Not me.
Who's to say? Not me.
I need to know about Crime Boss Rock Case City. Is that what it's called?
You don't need to know about.
I need you to tell me everything.
Distinct payday.
Legally distinct
payday.
My God.
How's Michael Madsen's acting?
Not great.
Tell me about the glove.
This is that game.
Not great.
Yeah,
Chuck Norris.
Danny Glover has gloves, right? Is that what he's playing? Okay,
Danny
tell
Glover,
me about that.
Danny Glover's he's all right.
Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla bad. Jail.
Chuck Norris.
Jail.
I mean, he should be.
Chuck Norris especially is extremely bad.
So wait,
like
that
fool pulled up looked at a piece of paper and started reading his line and said, "Fuck it, I'm sending that VO to the devs."
That's actually exactly what I needed to hear to get me more excited about this game.
What is Crime Boss?
Have a copy of this game?
No, I played it at a preview event here in the Bay Area.
That's right. They were asking about that. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm good.
Well, I'm here to do it for you.
Thank you so much. Okay, so what did you play? What was it like? But yeah, tell me everything.
This dude sounds way more hyped than Final Fantasy XVI. Let me tell you about the real GOTY contender.
Final Fantasy XVI, I'm hyped for like this period of the 4 months before where everyone's going to lose their mind. This one, I'm excited for the trash fire when it actually launches. I need to see that.
This is a month away from today.
Yeah,
exactly a month away.
Let's go.
Yeah, Crime Boss it's supposed to be similar to Payday. It's a co-op shooter. I mean, you could play solo with AI partners, whatever, but the idea is that you can go on these heists or whatever, and then you raid like a compound, and then you steal a bunch of money or cocaine, and then you bring it back to an extraction point, and then waves of enemies come. You're supposed to like take out all the gang members who are guarding this warehouse, whatever, and then when all hell breaks loose, then the SWAT team starts coming in. And it's that kind of game. So if you've played Payday 2, or if you've done like a heist in Grand Theft Auto Online, similar vibe. The thing with this game is that it doesn't necessarily feel great to play. Like the actual shooting aspect to it it's not tight. Like it's kind of floaty, and it doesn't. Yeah, when I'm popping dudes left and right, it doesn't feel like the way a shooter should feel. But overall, like structurally, the game, the idea is that there's different modes, right? So, but the idea is that you have this roster of characters, and they all have different like perks and debuffs, and they have different loadouts. So they all have fixed loadouts too. So whatever primary weapon or secondary weapon you get, it's tied to whichever character you have on your roster. And the idea is that you, through more of these operations, you get more money, and you can unlock characters with different abilities, perks, and weapons and stuff. But so you can be in a position where you just like you have shitty characters, and that's kind of on you. But it's not fun to play. Like, damn.
This has the weirdest assortment of celebrity voices.
Should we just read it, all of them?
Grubb, do you have it in front of you? Okay.
Yeah, I do. It's got Chuck Norris, Damien Poitier, which I think is Sidney Poitier's son.
Yeah, he's actually pretty good in it.
I'm sure he is. Like, I bet he's actually like bringing it, because of course he is. Danny Trejo, Danny Glover, Kim Basinger, Michael Madsen, Michael Rooker, and Vanilla Ice, and they're all on the cover of the game. Yes, Chuck Norris is actually in it. That wasn't a joke earlier.
Yeah. He's the villain.
So we saw this. What was it? Game Awards.
Game Awards is when they revealed this. Yeah.
Right, and the trailer, oh god, that was the best part of the Game Awards. Michael Madsen coming out, and they had like the two actors that weren't in the game, but they're just like trying to have the attitude of the game, and they're like, "We're in the from Rockay City," and they're like selling it real hard. Then Michael Madsen goes, "Wow," and like rolls his eyes.
Oh, okay, I remember this now.
I remember going, "Is this a bit?" I wasn't sure what was happening.
Right. It was so weird. And I'm like, hell yeah, that rules. I'm glad Michael Madsen's like, even he knows. So yeah, I mean, do they feel like they're getting their money's worth out of that cast?
I don't know. I'm not tapping their pockets and asking how much they spent on Chuck Norris's contract for this thing. But I imagine it'd be a lot more expensive than having other voice actors. The thing is that it doesn't really add anything to the game. I mean, it's kind of cool, like maybe you have Michael Madsen as Travis Barker or Travis Baker, who's the main character.
I was like, wait a minute, Blink 182
he's not in.
I'm back in.
Travis Barker is not in this game. The main character is like Travis Baker or whatever, and then like maybe you have him as like the main character and use him as a focal point for everything else. But it just feels like, we're gonna put fucking celebrities in this shit, and we don't give a fuck. Yeah, but the actual core of the game is, I don't know, man. Like when I watched the trailer and some of the gameplay beforehand when they first revealed the thing, I was like, okay, maybe there's something here, because I love a good co-op shooter. Like even if the gameplay is kind of mid or whatever, at least I'm playing something with my friends, and that's fun in and of itself. I just found on the foundation, like the way the missions are designed, I think is part of the problem too, because the game asks you to like stealth it and do stealth as much as you can, and if you can pull off this operation without getting caught, you get like an extra star or whatever, or there's you're more effective that way naturally. The thing is that this game doesn't have stealth systems in place for you to actually do those things. Instead, you just crouch walk for as much as you can, avoiding guards, and then once shit starts popping off, well then hurry up and grab all the shit and run. And that's kind of how heist games would go, right?
Yeah.
At some point, it's going to turn into a shootout. It's just that there aren't mechanics or systems in place to encourage that kind of play style. And there's certain characters who have silenced weapons, for example. The thing is that, at least in our demo, there were very few characters who had silent weapons. So we have no options other than crouch walk behind cover, and hopefully we make it to wherever we need to go without getting caught. And that's not that fun. And so I don't know where the meat of this game is coming from. Like,
was there at least like decent enemy variety in the preview you played, or was it all just cops? A lot of just cop? Okay.
Yeah. Once the SWAT team starts swarming, they're like armored, and some of them have like riot shields. And they take a lot. They take quite a bit to take down. So you do have to do some teamwork there. But honestly, I'm just like popping shots, and that's kind of it. So I don't know. Like the characters don't really have special abilities to really talk about. Some of them have rocks that you can throw to distract guards.
Oh, sick.
Maybe they'll have a grenade. So yeah, I'm decked out in a gold-plated AK-47. And what's my accessory I got? I don't know, a pocket full of rocks. And like, what the fuck am I gonna do with that? So I don't know.
Like, I can tell you what you're going to do with it. Thank you. I just want to say thank you for committing to doing a UPF of us four playing the game when it comes out. Congratulations, all of you.
Let's go.
Committed now. Here it goes.
Yeah, yes. You can write the check to Michael Higham.
Pay that man his money.
This is going to happen now. Jesse, I'm sorry. I know we couldn't get you in for
I'm on board.
Wild Thunder. Yeah. I forgot the name of that game.
Wild Thunder. Yeah, Garth Brooks' Wild Thunder.
Okay, it's a Monster Hunter like. I enjoyed it. There's like you build in it.
Chat stop, don't.
I'm not looking at chat. Wild Fang, Wild Hearts.
Yeah.
There we go.
I just want to say quick, after that vMix experience, my entire computer like just shut down and it came back up. So it might have been my computer's fault. Just on that note, it was very funny.
I apologize, Jesse. vMix seems to hate your computer and Lucy's computer specifically. I don't know. Maybe like if we stop building up all these firewalls and start building fire bridges, huh? maybe. What about that?
Ooh, that's called bars.
What about
Young
that?
Elmo.
Yeah,
Thank you, Jesse.
Strand game. Let's turn into a Strand life. Absolutely.
Grubb, you don't want to say Strand games because something that I've been playing in my off time. I don't know why. That I don't quite want to talk about right now. I've been playing a lot of Death Stranding.
I got on my Steam Deck and I was playing some of it not too long ago. I'm ready to get back into it. Maybe we should just have some Death Stranding time.
I've been thinking about it.
I feel like I've taken like a hard like three. What's after 360? So it's after a circle. 540.
Xbox
40? 540.
I've taken a hot 540 on Kojima lately, and I blame Dan.
Yeah, that's fair.
Where like I think like Kojima's like, oh, who are you? Stop doing this. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Let him cook. Let this guy cook. Michael Higham, before we get to the game of the week, you've also been playing, or you've checked out Bayonetta Origins. Is this Is this the one, like the fairy tale one, where she's a child? Oh,
yeah. So I am currently in the process of reviewing this for IGN, and the preview embargo went up this morning. So I haven't done like an actual preview for it, but I am reviewing it. So I've been playing some of it, and this game's fucking cool.
Oh,
I'm really feeling it. I really like this game. There are so many moments where I'm smiling and laughing. It's so cute. This is we're going to talk about the cutest game of the year real soon. But Bayonetta Origins is real close. This game is so adorable. Oh my god, I'm just smiling from ear to ear, giggling, and it's a ton of fun. Like, it's at least so far, there isn't like too much depth. This isn't a Bayonetta stylish action game. It's kind of a top-down isometric adventure. It's very heavy on like the puzzle adventure aspect to it. So you control Cereza, who's young Bayonetta,
young Elmo,
and you control shouts out to young Elmo, young Bayo, Cereza.
Young Bayo.
She has Cheshire, who's her stuffed animal cat, who transforms into a demon, and you control both of them simultaneously with the dual sticks. So you control Cereza on the left stick, you control Cheshire on the right stick, and the way you have to balance between them, because Bayonetta doesn't attack, but she can use like witch time to freeze enemies, and then you control Cheshire to actually do the attacks. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. I'm still digging into the systems and seeing how deep it goes. But there's also a lot of like trial sequences where you're in like a combat arena and you fight a bunch of enemies, and then there's some more deeper puzzle aspects where you you have to control them simultaneously to progress through the puzzle or whatever. And those things are really interesting. And I think it's a nice change of pace for Bayonetta, and I think just it's a nice palate cleanser after playing Metroid Prime, and like Hi-Fi Rush is like fun and colorful, but is also a pretty challenging action game, and especially coming back from the Final Fantasy XVI preview event, Bayonetta Origins is just like a nice breath of fresh air so far. So yeah, I'm really digging it. I think it's showing a side of the Bayonetta franchise that I think that you kind of didn't really know was there. If any folks played Bayonetta 3 and unlocked that secret level, right? This is that was straight up like that was them teasing this. And then at the Game Awards, of course, they revealed Cereza and the Lost Demon. I was kind of like, oh yeah, that's the thing. I think we were talking on Imran's podcast a while back where he unlocked that and talked about it. He said, I think they're going to make a full game out of this before it was revealed, and sure enough, they did. So
Imran manifested it.
Sure did.
Damn it.
Yeah. Bayonetta Origins, Cereza and the Lost Demon. It's a very cute game.
Okay. I kind of like the controlling two folks at the same time.
Yeah,
give me that cookies and cream action, baby.
Yeah. Kind of like especially the art style. The art style is phenomenal. Like, it reminds me of Okami in many ways.
Sorry, Jeff.
The Okami? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Sorry to that.
Yeah.
Listen, just because it's a sore spot doesn't mean I can't appreciate it from a distance. Just because I have no art. I don't want to talk about it.
I'm just joshing him. I'm just rustling his jimmies.
I failed on one of the very simple painting puzzles and gave up on Okami and never played it.
That's on you.
Yeah, definitely.
To the best of us.
No, just to the worst of us.
Yeah.
No, that's it.
All right, gentlemen, before we get to the game of the week, any other loose ends want to chitty chat about? I've put more time into Atomic Heart. Apologies, the quick look had a couple snafus. We have a third one recorded. Hopefully it should get going. I just Bacalar put something interesting into my head with that game based off of the line reads. And Grubb, you've only checked out from what Bacalar showed you, right?
That's right. I have it on my Steam Deck. I was going to play it, but I still haven't touched it. I've just seen what Bacalar showed me. Okay. There was some real good stuff in terms of the character's voice and what he says. It's wild.
And the story and the voice acting component of this game, you can see across the internet, is probably the weakest part of this game. There's a game-ass game underneath all of that, though, that I've been kind of enjoying. But because of how stilted the delivery is, and I don't know how this is in other languages, or if this is only in like the English dub of the game. But spoilers, maybe? I don't know. We posited that 100% your main dude is probably a fucking android. He's probably a robot.
Okay.
And that's how they try and like come across with like the stilted delivery. That's why he says like
crispy fuckers.
Yes,
whatever the fuck
crispy critters.
Crispy critters.
Crispy ass critters.
Crispy ass creams.
He says "fuck my life" at one point in the quick look that I watched.
I do too, but
but he's in 1950s USSR, so it's a little bit stranger.
Yeah, and in the same way where I put odd inflections over the wrong part of words, he just has no inflections, you know?
Yeah.
Like if I said like atomic hearts, you know, like I know that rubs people the wrong way, but he would just say atomic hearts type of thing.
I'm gonna check that out. I also really want to start like a Dragon Ishin, baby. Thank you. I think that's the one that of all the games that have come out that I've missed so far. I finished Metroid Prime Remastered. I'm barreling through Fire Emblem Engage and still just loving that game.
Nice.
There's so much good stuff still happening. But the one that I missed that I'm most interested in going back to is Ishin.
Yeah, you should check out that review on GameSpot.com.
Okay, guys.
Or a review on PrimaGames.com.
Prima Games, yeah. Prima Games was spitting fire on that thing too.
Mike Minotti went to the Final Fantasy XVI thing, and he made a joke about there's a dog that heals you, and he made a pun where he called it a heel mutt, because I think it rhymes with heel slut. So I think he thinks it's very funny, and he wants me to say the joke on here. I don't have the heart to tell him I don't think it's very funny, but let me. I'm
gonna mutt shame here. Mike, I love you. That's not. That's.
I'm gonna let you
okay.
guys.
That ain't
you guys
it.
The experts.
That
Is that okay?
That ain't it, King.
Can we revoke his Italian card?
Young Elmo does not approve of these bars.
Lost all your rings now, Minotti. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I'm gonna add a second emote in the chat that is you as a green apple. Delicious. All right, gentlemen, unless there are any last minute loose threads.
I do want to say very quickly, I tried to play the Destiny 2 expansion before we started here, and I waited in like a bunch of, hey, the servers are really screwed up right now. Sorry. And then I got to watch the opening cutscene, and then we had to start. So I didn't get to play any. But the opening cutscene's pretty damn cool. That's all I got.
That's how I feel about anything Destiny related. That cutscene's pretty cool. I'm never going to check it out because it seems so far away. But something that's really close. Jesse, I heard you inhale.
What?
Never mind. The game of the week: Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe.
Yeah, I just got the blue bandana Waddle Dee with the spear for my daughter today, so she's very happy.
Hell yeah!
She can't wait for her older sister to come home so she could show and they could play.
He reps the blue side.
I'm several hours into this game. I'm really enjoying it. It's actually surprisingly good. I knew that this was in the lineage of Planet Robobot, Triple Deluxe, both games that are well regarded that I still haven't checked out. I'm going to go back to them though after this one. I've been playing this game to get ready for the quick look, so I just kind of kept going. and I ended up playing quite a bit of it, and I was actually like happy to not put it down. Where a lot of games I'm like, oh, okay, this is kind of a grind. It's like, no, this is just enjoyable. It's fun. It plays well. There's always a fun new mechanic, usually in terms of one of the powers you're going to get or how the powers are going to be used, either to get you through the stage or to get one of the power spheres, which is one of the collectibles, maybe equivalent to getting a dragon coin in a new Super Mario Brothers game, where it's like, oh, that's where the difficulty comes. If you want to get all the collectibles, that's actually what makes this hard. It's just a really enjoyable game. It's Kirby through and through in terms of it's not going to try to challenge you too much, but it is still going to have it will have a lot of hidden stuff. That's where most of the enjoyment's going to come from. And then it's just packed with content in terms of there's a whole other campaign after you beat it, which I haven't gotten to yet, Magolor's Quest or something like that. And then there's Merry Magoland, which is this series of mini games that are actually surprisingly good.
Wait, like,
is that like a religious reference?
Yeah. Is that a reference to Mary Magdalene?
Yeah, so it does sound like Mary Magdalene.
Catholics, baby.
It does sound a lot like Mary Magdalene. That's the thing that I've been hung up on too. Yeah, but no, it's Mary Magdalene.
Is Kirby Jesus?
Well, yeah, that goes without saying.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Mary Magaland.
I wasn't thinking of Magaland. No.
Time for Lent.
Kirby doesn't observe Lent. He just eats everything, including the fish.
I can't wait to play it. Oh, I love Kirby so much. Finally, I'm
picturing a portrait of the Last Supper, but Kirby is inhaling all of
the whole table, mouthful mode.
That's how he saves Jesus, because then
Judas is in there. Yeah, Judas is just in his mouth.
Man, is King Dedede Judas, or is Meta Knight Judas, or is there no Judas?
Meta Knight's like Kirby's rival. Like they're cool.
So he's like a Pontius Pilate type.
I feel like Judas is Waddle Dee, right? Like Waddle Dee will turn on Kirby.
Yeah, that's right. Waddle Dee can be a friend or a foe, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, there's like a million Waddle Dees, so.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Waddle Dee's nuts.
Fuck y'all.
Thank you.
Fuck y'all.
Escargoon is Judas. Okay, there we go. Escargoon's not in this game.
Escargoon is totally Judas. Yo, Escargoon fucking hates Kirby.
Who is Escargoon? I gotta look this up. Hold on.
Escargoon hates everything, though.
Escargoon?
Yeah,
what do you think that is, Escargoon?
So
Just if you had to guess.
I haven't looked it up yet. I'm going to assume it's a snail of some sort.
My guy.
Goon implies it's like a villainous snail.
Yeah,
like
you got it. You got
a
it.
mob boss.
What's a goon to a goblin?
It's King Dedede's goon in the anime, so he's in the Escargoon.
Oh, yeah, this is Judas for sure.
Absolutely.
No questions asked.
I think Waddle Dee with the bandana, the Waddle Dee homie, he's Peter.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know my Jesus lore that well. So
hell yeah,
a Christian lore, but yeah, that's what's up, man.
It checks out.
What if Kirby Right Back at You is just like an adaptation of the Bible?
I think that tracks, right?
Please check out my video essay coming to the site soon. Kirby is Jesus.
Yeah. Fuck VeggieTales. Eat my ass.
Yeah.
What is going with the VeggieTales slander? Next thing you know, you're gonna turn around and say like, "Yo, you know what? Fuck the dragons and Dragon Tales."
Oh, I love Dragon Tales.
Dragon Tales is good though.
Dragon Tales.
That song is a bop though. That song is a bop.
I'm 40.
Grubb,
I don't know what Dragon Tales is.
Sick.
Yeah.
What's wrong with
Jesse
Dragon Tales?
going sick. Grubb stating he's 40. It's just another kid show, Grubb. It's like
figured.
It's they say okie dokie artichoke a lot, or at least one of the dragons does.
Okay. Did they say Hiya Papaya?
No, that's an original from that one game.
That's the Fire
Maggie and the Ferocious Beast.
Yeah.
Grubb, is this a remake of an older Kirby game?
It's a deluxe version of the Wii game. So if you played Return to Dreamland on Wii, you'll mostly know what to expect. There is a lot of new stuff, but I think at least at first it's going to be mostly recognizable things. Mm-hmm. What they've done is they took a lot of the mini games they made for that game, for the Wii version, where you were playing with a Wiimote and you were like throwing a shuriken with the with the Wiimote. Well, now you can just play with button controls, but you can still use the Joy-Cons if you want. And then again, there's this whole other campaign with Magalore at the end, and I think in that Magalore is okay. So in this game,
I don't want to type Magalore. How do I spell Magalore in context of Kirby?
I just put it in chat. M-A-G-O-L-O-R. I don't think it's M-A-G. Is it no, it's not M-A-G-A-L-O-R-D.
Magolore.
I think it's Magalore.
That's not going to be podcast. Oh, this guy. Okay.
Yeah, so that guy, he basically crashes on the planet. He's got a toe jam mineral on planet Funkotron mess on his hands, where his spaceship crashed on planet Popstar, and all of the pieces of his spaceship spread across all these levels. So Kirby goes across planet Popstar, his home planet, gets all the pieces for Magalore, brings them back. The ship gets going, and then after you get through World 5 or 6, then you go to Magalore's home planet, and then you continue the game there, and then you go through a number of worlds there. That's where I'm at right now. I just got to his home planet, so I'll be playing through that, and then I'll find out what the Magalore campaign is. But there, I think you play as Magalore, and like if you want to play with other people, it's like various colored versions of Magalore. So I don't think you're playing as Kirby, which I'm not sure if my kids will be super into that. But Emmy has been drawing Magalore at school since she found out about this game. So I'm saying, all right, there it is. It didn't take long. Yeah, she brought home the whole thing. I'll show you. I tweeted it. Like you'll really dig it because it's just like it's Kirby, Waddle Dee. Yes, she's got. I think Escargoon is in there somewhere. So.
The whole crew.
Yeah,
Escargoon is like my new favorite character.
I'm like
I am not
realizing I got to make a
about
move on this
Escargoon.
Escargoon toy that's on Etsy before someone else buys it, and it's like.
Oh, I already bought it. I sold out. I bought them all.
Cut you. I'm coming for you.
Magalore
it's really good though.
looks VV adjacent from FF9 for folks.
Yes, totally. Like one of the Final Fantasy wizards. Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm gonna just say it Magalore instead, so I don't inadvertently keep saying Magalore.
Sure, that sounds right.
Just because magic.
Majora's Mask. Is that anything?
That's something. You know what? I'll give you this. There you go, Jesse. There you go. And that about does it for talking about video games today. Someone keeps saying Macklemore. You know what? That's it. It's just Macklemore.
There you go.
It's just Macklemore.
You guys remember that Kirby game with Macklemore in it?
Yeah, $20 in his pocket.
Yeah.
Popping some tags.
Is Macklemore okay? Is Macklemore doing all right? I don't know.
I don't know.
We've been asking that for a decade now.
The minimum wage in Seattle is like $15 an hour. He's fine.
Okay. All right. There we go. We're going to take a quick bricky break and find our friend Macklemore, see if he's doing okay. We're going to go collectively crochet some Escargoon toys and plushies and put them on the Giant Bomb store.
I'll buy them from you.
First, I have to learn how to crochet, but we'll see.
Fair enough.
And we're going to cool off real quick, and we'll be back with the news after this break. When it comes to hiring, you need to trust your gut. But what if you could give your gut some help? When you want to find top talent fast, you need Indeed. Indeed is the hiring platform where you can attract, interview, and hire all in one place. Don't spend hours on multiple job sites looking for candidates with the right skills when you can do it all with Indeed. Find top talent fast with Indeed's suite of powerful hiring tools like Indeed Instant Match, assessments, and virtual interviews. Hate waiting? Indeed's US data shows over 80% of Indeed employers find quality candidates whose resume on Indeed matches their job description the moment they sponsor a job. Yo. One of the best things about Indeed is that it does all of the work for you. You sponsor a job, Instant Match happens, and it shows you all of the candidates whose resume on Indeed fits the job description immediately after you post. With Indeed Instant Match, you can start hiring fast. Join over 3 million businesses worldwide using Indeed to hire great talent fast. And now with Indeed, you only pay for quality applications that meet your criteria. Visit Indeed.com/bomb to start hiring now. Just go to Indeed.com/bomb. Indeed.com/bomb. Terms and conditions apply. Cost per application pricing not available for everyone. Need to hire? You need Indeed. Breaking news, everybody. Before we get to the actual proper news, I need to throw this one. This isn't actually problematic. This goes for that went for too long. Okay, I need to just cut all these sound bites. This seems like an extreme deal. Jesse, you mentioned that you were dual wielding glizzies for $6.
$6. I was at a bar. I wasn't drinking. I was like, oh,
Bar
I'm gonna
glizzy
be
for $6.
responsible. And then I was like, oh, they got a food menu. Maybe I'll get a little snack.
Yeah.
Looking at the menu, and it's like wings, nachos, jalapeno poppers, your typical bar food.
Yeah.
$10, $11, $12 varying.
Your normal amuse-bouche.
2 hot dogs, $6. And
New York dollars?
In New York dollars. And I got those 2 hot dogs, and let me tell you, they were basic hot dogs. They offered me ketchup or mustard if I wanted. I chose not to. That's a different story though. And I downed those 2 glizzies. I dual wielded them at the bar. My friends turned around and suddenly I had 2 hot dogs in my hands and I was just eating them.
Now, okay, what is the move here? Are you like taking a bite of each?
Yes.
Proper dual? Okay, I was gonna say you finish one, then go for the other one. Okay.
No, because then you're awkwardly only holding 1 hot dog when you could be holding 2 glizzies at any given time and then finish them equally.
Now you say awkwardly
hands-free.
holding 1 hot dog, but I do feel like holding 1 hot dog is the normal.
No, because see, you gotta get like a long dog, like a 12 incher.
Okay.
Or some people would call that 1 foot if you're here in the States, but you get a foot long
a
dog.
third meter if you're elsewhere. It's a third meter.
Third meter, thank you. And you hold it with both hands. You get the long glizzy.
Yeah.
Mm.
You gotta,
Let me get a third meter long, please. That's my Canadian, in case anyone was wondering. It's
I
very
did
offensive
freak
to
out.
Canadians.
I did freak out the bartender though because they asked if I wanted ketchup or mustard, and I said no, I'm gonna raw dog it, and then just kind of took both hot dogs.
Let's go, hell yeah!
And she was like,
They're like, fair enough.
See,
All right.
okay, is that
"Man who knows what he wants."
now? Is that no ketchup or mustard, no condiments? Is that raw dogging it? I would have called it dry dogging it.
Yeah.
You could try. I mean, look,
Dry humping the raw dog.
yeah, you try the raw dog. It's a simple process,
It's raw dog because you have no condom mints.
Yeah, exactly.
You and Hammer in Texas making the same joke at the same time.
Fuck out of here! Oh shit, frills.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. I don't have the news queued up, so Jeff Grubb, this is the news music for now. That's the news because we're all in awe of the news that is happening. Jeff Grubb, what do we got going on?
It was 3 a.m. and we were all asleep except for Jesse, who was awake. And From Software decided to tweet that Elden Ring DLC is confirmed and coming. The Shadow of the Erd Tree expansion is confirmed. They say it is currently in development. We hope you look forward to new adventures in the lands between. Shadow of the Erd Tree, which is what it's called, doesn't have a release date, but it will be coming to. This actually messed me up. Elden Ring came out on PS4 and Xbox One. Do people really play that video game on there? That's messed up. Don't do that.
Probably, right?
Don't do that,
yeah.
please.
I know.
This is classist.
Yeah, don't do that. Save yourselves.
No, I'm not agreeing with you. I'm
definitely being classist. Absolutely. Join us 1%ers. Come on.
Stop being a brokey.
Yeah. Yeah, wear my Paris Hilton shirt. So stop being poor with a PS4. It will become to PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC via Steam. Yeah, let's go. I'm just like, yeah, I kind of can't think of anything that's more exciting than more Elden Ring. That map was so big already, but it was so dense. I'm almost like wondering how do they fit more stuff into there. But I'm ready to see them try. This is what one of the things we've been waiting for a long time. It almost seems like we should have heard about it long before this, but I think like everything with Elden Ring, it's taking them a little bit longer just because the game is so big.
According to the chat, it is a second map entirely.
A second map? Wow. Man. See, that's why I'm like, it's a Shadow of the Erd Tree. I was like, well, then it's going to be on the same map, like kind of on that same, but okay. Nope, second map.
Y'all checking on one Tamar Hussein? See if he's all right.
Nah, he's been laying on the floor.
Are we doing like an underground situation? I mean, I guess there already is underground in that game, but are we?
Like a Zelda
deeper?
type of dealio.
Is that maybe the route we go? I don't know. The second map is the first I'm hearing of this, and so now my brain is just running wild with possibilities.
Yeah, a dark world. Yeah, totally. I think that would be very cool.
I don't know if y'all are familiar with the app Time Hop, but it
Yes.
it allows you to like look at things the day of, previous things you've posted. And so like we're in the period now where like everyone was playing Elden Ring this time last year. And so I'm seeing tweets from last year where it's like, I'm 75 hours in and I just found another new area of this video game. And I'm 85 hours in and I found a second new area of this video game. And so having more game is wild because there's already so much of it.
Yep.
Two years ago, I had a face mask on.
Oh, hell
my
yeah.
God!
What the
Why?
Look at that. I got
Yeah.
hard
Oh, we
eyes.
got Shadow the Erdtree leaks.
Oh my God! It's my sleep paralysis demon. I didn't know it was you.
I'm just trying to be pretty, man.
Okay.
Been
A
trying.
good
Been
skincare
trying.
routine is important.
Been trying.
Final Fantasy XVI is not coming to PC 6 months after PS5 launch. That's notable because that's when the PS5 exclusivity deal ends. The reason it's not coming is Square Enix is going to start optimizing the PC version after the PS5 version launches. In the meantime, they are all in on getting the PS5 version to be as good as possible. I think, despite what happened with Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I say what happened as if it was some tragedy, it sold 5 million copies, despite like the massive amount of hype for it. It's still pretty good. Final Fantasy XVI should do much better than that. It is launching in a different environment. This is going to be one of the first big games on one of the fastest selling consoles in the world. So I think that they should be able to hit 5 million, 10 million pretty quickly, especially if this game comes out and does rock reviews like I expect it to. But also, it's coming to PS5 probably in that first year, or I'm sorry, PC in that first year after the PS5 launch. Did you guys get any details beyond this when you talked to Square Enix?
No.
Not on the PC specifically, but like the one point that they did make sure to tell us in the presentation before was like, we played the game in resolution mode and they were like, we're working on the frame rate mode. Like that's,
Right.
So it's like, they're still ironing out a lot of that stuff for PlayStation 5. So I'm not surprised to hear that. Like, they're like, look, we got a whole bunch of other stuff for PC if that's, to deal with. We're not even worrying about that right now.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, and optimization is probably going to take much longer for the scale of this game and some of the cinematic transitions between like different phases in the battle. Like there's just a lot going on visually. So I imagine that those things are tough. It's not like this is a last gen game. That would probably be easier to port over. So there is a lot of work ahead of them. It's just that like 6 months, like maybe contractually they can put out a PC version.
Yes.
In 6 months, but it's like I ain't gonna do that because
Right.
that does take a lot of work, and
There was also that weirdness, like when the game first got announced, that original trailer had like also available on PC, and then they like quickly scrubbed that, and they were like, no,
like no.
no.
Yeah.
So PC port's always been kind of like a weird area for this
Yes,
game.
it's been odd with this game specifically because this is not getting that perma exclusivity that they seem to have. Oh, it probably is in terms of Xbox, but in terms of coming to PC, the Final Fantasy VII Remake I think took about a year, and I think that was contractual. So this one's 6 months, but somewhere between 6 months and a year, I would expect it to hit PC.
Yeah, and like in the 6 months afterwards, we're gonna be close to Rebirth coming out, and we should probably be on the verge of a new expansion pack for Final Fantasy XIV.
Final Fantasy 14.
So Square Enix, at least on the Final Fantasy front, are going to be very busy even after 16 comes out.
Yeah,
so.
then Square Enix on the other front is going to have Balan Wonderworld 2, The Quiet Man 2,
Fucking
Left
sick.
Alive 2. Let's
Babylon's
fucking
Fall
go.
reboot. Like,
Yeah.
Babylon's Fall of Rel.
Let's go.
Oh,
Realm
pour one out.
Reborn.
I guess that's today. Babylon's Fall closes down today.
Oh, man. We missed our chance to do that for UPF. Damn it.
Damn.
All right.
Damn.
I guess next time, Platinum.
Damn.
IOI is developing a, quote, bold new online fantasy RPG. This is the Project Dragon that we've heard about for a long time. IOI was working on this game with Xbox. I don't know if it's still working on it with Xbox, but they confirmed it so they could attract talent to the game.
Yo,
Like a hitman.
Sign me up so hard for this game. I
Yeah.
don't know what, but I trust IOI with virtually any and everything.
Can I
Right,
pitch
so-
y'all on something?
Let's do it.
What if this fantasy RPG is just you are playing as Agent 47 really in character in a fantasy setting? So like Agent 47 never breaks his character, but
Right.
he is dressed up in like fantasy garb, and you are just playing this game as Agent 47 believes he is the character in a fantasy.
Right. No, he LARPed so hard he manifested a new reality. Yeah.
So it's an
that's
isekai.
perfect to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hitman Isekai. Let's go.
I love it. A Hitman in King Arthur's court. That's
Oh my
a good one
God.
right there. Hey, yeah, I'm right there with you, Jen. Basically, anything the studio wants to do, if they think it's a good idea, I trust them. Let's see this, an online fantasy RPG. Okay, what I heard early on was it's like it was going to bring the camera in close, but otherwise it was going to take a lot of ideas from Diablo, things like that. I'm okay. Yeah, I think they could do something very cool with a game like that. Miyamoto doesn't want us worrying about what will happen if he retires. This is from an interview with NPR.
Oh,
I really feel like it's not going to change. And he's talking about Nintendo. It's probably going to be the same. There's, people on the executive team, creators within the company, and also people who create Mario. They all have the sense of what it means to be Nintendo. And so it's not like there's a lot of different opinions that go back and forth. Everyone has an understanding, this kind of shared understanding of what it is to be Nintendo. And so even when there's new ideas that come up, there's always the fact that it's a new idea, but also the fact that is it a new idea that really has the essence of Nintendo or not? And I think that's something that, we have this incredible shared vision, almost a little scary shared vision about this. So I think it's not going to change, is how he finishes. I think that's the sense I've gotten from Nintendo for a long time, especially as he's gotten more hands-off with the games at Nintendo, especially with Zelda for a very long time, Mario for a pretty long time, even Pikmin. I'm sure he's not like day-to-day development on those games. He's trained a new generation of creators underneath him who are now the old guard. And so Nintendo has attracted people who wanted to make games like Miyamoto, and now they have a whole plethora of mini Miyamotos running all those game franchises. So this sounds right.
Yeah, this is like just normal shit that happens at companies. Like, Miyamoto's not like, I imagine he's not like in the weeds developing shit for Tears of the Kingdom. Like, you make it to a certain point and you're like, all right, I'm chilling. I'm just gonna
I'm gonna
help
open
y'all.
a theme park and I'm gonna go make a movie. All right, Miyamoto,
I'm gonna make the movie.
Make the movie.
It's the same
like
thing with
Koizumi's still there, so Koizumi is someone I very much trust.
Yes, and he's still very much involved in day-to-day operations.
Did Miyamoto ultimately affect what they would wind up calling the Nintendo Wii? Because what was it codenamed for a while? It was like
was that Revolution?
Revolution, right? And it was like, yo, let's call it the Wii. So the little avatars you can get are called Miis, and just so he can just think that they're all his little children, his Miyamotos, his Miis.
The Mii's. Yeah.
I think that you cracked the code.
I see you.
Got it.
I see you, Miyamoto. Don't think.
Trying to put your seed out there.
Yeah.
Man, now
plant some seeds for some Mii's.
Miyamoto spelled with 2 I.
Get on Nick Cannon's level.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's a whole different ball game.
That's a different level.
I'm not ready. I'm already not ready for fatherhood. I can't do 16 children. Jeez.
Oh, but you're taking care of a widow baby.
Yeah, she's all right.
Managing director responsible for Beyond Good and Evil 2 has left Ubisoft. This is a quote from Ethan Gach over Kotaku when he was tweeting about the story. The Beleaguered project is once again undergoing changes, including new game and creative directors. This is so weird. This game's been in development for like 10 years.
Has it been? Has it actively been in development?
Right. It's been announced for 10 years. I think it's been on and off. And beleaguered feels like not a strong enough word for what is going on with this. Once again, a Beyond Good and Evil 2 might one day exist as a product. I think it will have less than 0% to do with what we saw in that or in those original trailers with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and all that stuff.
Did no one submit? Did no one submit any work to Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
That's what it was.
To hit record?
No one hit record on that thing.
No one hit record.
Damn, that's why you need backups.
We dropped the ball. Gamel's going to send out a letter. We need you all to step up.
When was the last time we actually saw that game? It was like 2017, 2018.
I think it was 17,
years and years ago. It was around the time of the Vivendi.
The hostile takeover.
Hostile takeover, right? So that's when they brought it up. It's like, this is what's going to make our stock price move. I'm like, is it? Oh, okay. All right. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom website says the game is getting DLC. In the fine print, you could read, full version of the game is required to use DLC, which is sold separately. This isn't surprising, but people are kind of mad about this in a weird way.
Hey, what?
Right. Why? But
this is such a non-story.
Yes. It's the old thing of, they're starting to make DLC before the game's even out. They should just put it on the disc. I'm like, oh my God, we still having this conversation? That's like horse armor shit. Like, are we still talking about this? But some people are still kind of getting up in their feelings about it. this is just part of the plan at this point. They start making the game, and then some stuff gets left on the cutting room floor, and then they turn that into DLC later. And that's just part of the process. It's the most normal thing in the world. But yeah, I'm almost excited about it.
Yeah, like would you want like what is maybe currently be a half-baked idea to be like shoved into the game versus them putting it to the side, marinating on it more, and then properly implementing it? Like, you know, what Breath of the Wild had DLC. They had the bike, right?
Yep, totally. And that bike they were trying to put in the game.
Yeah,
they were trying to put the bike in the game from the beginning. They couldn't make it work, so they just made it work in the DLC. That's the way it should go, and I'm sure that's what's happening here as well.
Breath of the Wild's like first DLC was mostly just like update, like it was just like, oh, here's the mode that tracks your progress through the map, and you can see your trail. Here's a bunch of new costumes. Here's, you know, some new. It was like mostly stuff that like they were probably working on prior, and then we're like, we don't have time to, you know, have this fully fleshed out. Well, you know, we'll put it in later when it's ready.
And then they had like two parts of that DLC. So it's like you get some of that stuff, and you get the stuff that they clearly fleshed out way afterward, Master Quest and all those things. So yeah, there was a Pokemon Presents this past week. The big details from this 2-part expansion to Scarlet and Violet. One's coming in fall 2023. The other one's coming winter 2023. That probably means exactly. That's right. That's now. They probably mean it's going to come in December and not like December 21st, but like early December.
They can't get dates right. How am I going to trust them?
This is every Japanese company, which is why when people are like, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, they said winter. That means early 2024. I'm like, I don't think so. I think it means later this year. At least that's what they intended to mean.
Oh, no, I think that's a different conversation. But Rebirth
I want to hear what you think, because Mike took it in our fantasy draft, Fantasy Critic, and everyone made fun of him. And I'm like, I think he's right. I think it's coming this year. What do you think?
Rebirth ain't coming this year.
Okay. Okay. Well, Mike, you heard it here first. Well, you heard it here like 100th. Yeah, but yeah, I thought it was the Crisis Core timeline, right? Where it's like it comes out in December, but
yeah, they said winter and then it came out in December.
Yeah. So that's what I thought. But
I thought it was coming out this year.
Yeah, but well, you know what? I think we're all going to find out relatively soon. Mike Minotti says, "Shit." Pokemon Sleep finally releasing later this year. Why are they showing? What? Just release this stupid thing. Just release Pokemon Sleep at this point. Michael Higham, are you going to sleep with your Pokemon?
Whoa, hey, you don't gotta say it like that.
Are you going to sleep? Are you going to know your Pokemon carnally?
Yo, Jeff, get this man out of here.
Look, all I'm saying is that trailer.
Coward.
That trailer, those Pokemon were a little too close for comfort. That's all I'm saying.
Yo, that trailer was fucking weird.
We watched it yesterday. It was.
I'm not gonna lie, that shit was weird.
It's a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm gonna snuggle my Rowlet, and that's about as much as that's gonna go.
So the app is basically it's like any sleep tracking app. You just say, hey, I'm going to sleep now. You put your phone down, face down, and then it like listens to you. And then apparently in this game, it's like it's going to listen to you. And then based on like the sounds you're making, they're like, well, some Pokemon make sounds like that when they sleep. So we're going to say that this Pokemon was sleeping with you, just sleeping in the bed with you. Is that better? Okay.
None of it's good.
Yeah, it's snuggling next to you.
I just saw it again. Shouts out to Tangela White.
Tangela White, baby.
Tangela White.
Tangela White. Damn. You see it? Wait, I think we like a couple of episodes ago, we talked about that video where
That's way too long. What's okay?
She was crying and she got very emotional after a certain scene. Well, anyway, whatever. Pokemon Sleep.
Oh boy. Okay.
I watched it back. It was pretty cool.
There is a stop motion Netflix show called Pokemon Concierge. Everyone says it looks like Pokemon White Lotus. And then Minto said it was Jennifer Tentacoolage.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
That works too.
I was very excited about that. We didn't see much of it. We saw like one shot of a Psyduck walking past the camera on a beach. But it's stop motion and it looks cute. How do you guys feel about Pokemon shows being dispersed across multiple platforms? Because this is on Netflix. I think there's other Pokemon shows elsewhere. Is it just that's how it goes?
I think it's about time. Yeah, like
it's some of the best Pokemon stuff that's out there right now is all the stuff that's kind of being on the periphery. Like I think of Jan, you would probably remember it's the series they did with X and Y where they went Pokemon Journey, where they went back and retold the story of Red, but then they added like mega evolutions at the end.
Yeah.
It was like a 5-part like Amazon series or something.
That was
really good.
Yeah.
They've done some good stuff.
Yeah, they did some like I forget what it was specifically called, but leading up to Sword and Shield, they did some like very short scenes to play up all the new gym leaders and everything. I think B was a big focus of that, and her Machamp broke her arm, and that's
Jesus
why like she has a cast in the game. Or Twilight Wings, that's what it was called. Yep, thank you, Cam. Yeah, I am all for other studios taking the Pokemon IP and just doing their thing with it. I mean, we got Pokemon or Detective Pikachu, and I thought that was a great movie. Let's see more of that.
I think that seems to be what they're indicating, that they're going to do a lot more of this kind of thing. So, and it does. I think you're right. It's about time. It makes sense. As part of this, the update for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet went out the other day. People scoured it. They were looking for improvements to performance. Didn't find a single thing that improved performance-wise. There were other bug fixes, other things done to the game, but performance did not get updated. This is interesting, though, because after that Pokemon Presents, people noticed a 4chan post that went up beforehand where the person said that they work at a support studio for Pokemon, or for the Pokemon Company and for Game Freak, and they are working on content for the games. And they basically said everything that was going to be in the Pokemon Presents, and they accurately said, "Oh, there's like a mystery Pokemon with a green mask, special terrestrial appearances. The third legendary Pokemon is a large blue turtle." All those things turned out to be true, I believe. The last line of their post said, "We are working on a graphics enhancement patch for the new Nintendo Switch models that will be released alongside DLC 2. Now, that means that there is let's just read it as the most optimistic take, and then let's start poking holes in it afterward. The most optimistic take would be this is saying that there are new Switch systems coming out alongside the second drop of DLC for Pokemon."
Mm-hmm.
Yes, let's just say that's the case. That means winter 2023, there will be new Switch hardware.
I think it's new Switch hardware in terms of like, this is a special new skinned or like new OLED Switch or new Switch Lite that is skinned to be for the DLC.
That's entirely possible, because a graphics patch could just be like, oh, well, we're going to relaunch the games at that time, new Switch models at that time, and there will be a new version of this game going up on store shelves that has all the DLC in, and they're going to bundle those things together, and we want to have a graphics patch to make it run better. Or they are going to do a graphics patch, and it's going to be ready to go, but it won't work until a Switch model launches way later. Like it'll just be there, ready to go, but it won't be active until the Switch model comes, whenever it comes. They don't know. They're just getting ready for it. There's a whole bunch of things here that could be lost in the translation. They said that their English is very poor, so they used a machine translation to complete the post. So things could have been lost here. We're not sure, but there is reasons to maybe start thinking something is happening here. But I also don't blame anyone who continues to be very skeptical about a new Nintendo Switch system coming that has more power this year. Although I think I'm decided I'm gonna get back on that train. I'm gonna believe.
This year.
Yeah, why not? Wow. I don't really know. I have no idea, but why not? I'm gonna get my hopes up. Let's go for it. For this year, something. If it's this though, right? It's like, that sounds more like a Switch Pro, which they just can't do now, right? It's been too long.
Yeah. You need new Switch, like new next step hardware, not just like a middle ground.
Yeah, it would have to be. I think it'd be like a Super Switch that actually is a Switch 2, but somehow they try to position it as a Switch Pro. I don't know. But yeah, why not? Let's say that later this year we're actually going to hear something.
What if it's a super dock that you plug your Switch into, and then it just boosts everything?
Throw it in the trash. I don't want it.
It's like one of those Razer things you like jam a graphics card into.
Yeah. The external, the eGPU, external GPU. Hell yeah, let's go. Let's get some Thunderbolt ports on a Switch. EA lays off over 100 Apex Legends testers. Kotaku reported this earlier today. EA's Baton Rouge office, basically everyone there without warning was let go. This was a shock to both those laid off as well as their direct managers, who are full-time employees at EA, who did not know this was going to happen, which just sounds like the way these things often work. I think it seems like this continues to be these companies looking to save money wherever they can and just making these cuts in pretty cold ways. Although EA does continue to make a lot of money, as we always point out, even as they try to claim that they're in such dire straits. Luminous Productions to be fully merged into Square Enix. Square Enix Holdings, this is a quote. Square Enix Holdings Company announced that it will merge its wholly owned subsidiary Luminous Productions Company Limited into its wholly owned subsidiary Square Enix Company Limited, effective Monday, May 1st, 2023. The merger is part of the company's efforts to further bolster the competitive prowess of the group's development studios, a goal set forth under its current medium-term business strategy. Luminous eventually posted a post themselves talking about this. They said, beginning on May 1st, our talented team will join Square Enix to deliver new, innovative gaming experiences to players across the globe. When we established Luminous Productions in 2018, our vision was to make AAA games that fuse technology and artistry to deliver completely new play experiences. Having the chance to do just that has been a dream come true. We appreciate you taking this journey with us and look forward to continuing to create new entertainment and experiences as part of the Square Enix family. As part of that post, they went on to say that they would continue making updates to Forspoken. This to me sounds, though, like a, hey, Forspoken didn't work out the way we were expecting it to. So here's the alternative. You are now just part of Square Enix working on generic Square Enix games. You're no longer this studio standing on their own, making most of their own decisions. I don't know. Do you guys read it in a different way?
No, I think seems like you got the right read on it. And I don't know if it was banking on the success of Forspoken, but yeah, I mean, at this point, I don't know what else Luminous had in store besides in a post-Forspoken world. So I don't know if this may have been like predetermined, like once you finish this project, we're merging into the company. But I mean, yeah, it's doesn't necessarily surprise me, but I don't know how this affects other people's jobs. If there's, company mergers, then how it is with all these mergers. Not that it was like a buyout or like someone.
No, yeah, these are
There's a lot of moving pieces.
This is already a subsidiary of Square Enix, but that doesn't mean there won't be redundancy. Is what I think. Yes, I think you're probably right about that. It might not affect them immediately, but down the road, it makes it more likely. I think that with this, it just sounds similar to what happened with DICE during Battlefield 2042, where it's that was a make or break moment for its independence. I think this was a make or break moment for Luminous's independence. And the 64, 65 Metacritic, whatever it is, I think that was all she wrote for this game, basically. Yeah. Unless it had some miraculous sales burst or something, and that never manifested. Excuse me. Let's see here. Ubisoft is apparently working on 3 other Assassin's Creed games in addition to the 6 we've heard about previously. I hope you guys like Assassin's Creed games. Project Nebula, made by Ubisoft Sofia. 3 settings in India, the 3 settings for this are India, Aztec Empire, and Mediterranean. There's Project Raid, which is a 4-player co-op PvE game, and then Project Echoes, multiplayer title using Ubisoft's Scalar technology. I don't know what that is.
Scalar.
This is in addition to the 6 previous games that we heard about. Mirage, which is the one that's now been officially announced, right? That is the one, the Middle East throwback Assassin's Creed game that's going to be more like the original Assassin's Creed games. Codename Red, which is the part of Infinity that takes place in Japan, I believe. Then Jade, which I think is the mobile game. I'm doing these from memory. Hex, which is the one that goes to the Holy Roman Empire. This is also part of Infinity, I think, and has the Witch Trials as its backdrop. And then Invictus, which I think is the multiplayer one. And then Nexus, which I think is a VR sort of thing.
This is too much. It's too much Assassin's Creed.
Multiplayer kind of slaps, though. I really did like the multiplayer in those earlier games. If they're making a multiplayer that's kind of like that, you know what? I could get down with that.
It's a lot, especially on paper. It is, we don't know the timeline on these. Are they looking 10 years out? I guess over a long enough timeline, this stuff starts to make sense. But I mean, I don't think they start developing games 10 years out. So are a lot of these going to be the spaghetti against the wall and they're going to see what sticks? Sorry, Jesse.
It'd be like that,
Yeah.
You got to waste good spaghetti sometimes.
Yes, yeah. Well, I don't know which one of these is the spicy meatball, but one of them probably is.
Mamma mia.
But that's where Ubisoft's at right now. That's what they've been doing, canceling games left and right. It feels like many of these will probably end up getting canceled. You have 3 different multiplayer games in the works, apparently. Raid, Echios, and Invictus. they are not going to have 3 active Assassin's Creed multiplayer games down the road, right? So one of these probably succeed, or they hope at least one of them succeeds and that one just takes over. What's likely to happen is they'll choose one as the chosen one and the other 2 will get canceled. And then that third one will also just fail because not enough people play this.
This doesn't seem like a sound approach business-wise to spread yourself super thin and make a bunch of stuff that may be similar to the existing projects that have been in the works. I'm not a businessman, so maybe I'm dumb
right now, though. This is why we a lot of times we'll say things like gaming is getting to a point where it's unsustainable because you double down on what works, and then suddenly you're here, and you're doubling down on the double down, and you're making 9 games all in the same Assassin's Creed universe. And people are looking around and being like, wait, no one was asking for all this. We just want a good one every couple of years and maybe a multiplayer mode here and there. And instead they don't have a choice though. This is what works for them. So they got to double down on what works. And we've seen this with Activision and Call of Duty. Ubisoft's doing the same thing with Assassin's Creed, and in Ubisoft's case, Assassin's Creed, as successful as it is nowhere near as successful as Call of Duty. So they're like in kind of a bad way with this stuff. This is why the questions about Ubisoft's future are so grim.
But to Jesse, go ahead. Sorry. No.
Oh,
you're a guest.
I was just gonna say when you're talking about companies, right, that are very risk averse, to them, putting all their eggs in Assassin's Creed is the smart decision to them. They're like, yeah, we're making 9 games, but they're in a franchise that's tried and true. It's proven itself, time and time again. So it's we look at it and we're like, why would you ever make 9 Assassin's Creed games? And to them, they're like, the risk everywhere else is too big. So we're just gonna.
Yes, but we're just gonna deep down, they also know that is still very risky, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why when go back to Activision, they're like, yes, we are happy to sell to Microsoft because we know that the smart move is all Call of Duty all the time, and even that's not good enough. That's not going to be enough to help us have that infinite growth. If we really were going to grow, we would be growing with new stuff alongside doubling down on our most successful stuff, and they don't. None of these companies have that, so they're in a tough way. But we'll see. I still think something like Assassin's Creed Infinity that has the live service that's going to have these modules that's going to take you to Japan, it's going to take you to the Holy Roman Empire. That stuff could still work. I think we're probably ready for that sort of game delivery structure, that game delivery business model. But we'll see if they're able to pull it off.
Because it seems like Rabbids and Assassin's Creed is the 2 things coming out of Ubisoft. Do you think if in a different world there was a point where a game like Immortals Phoenix Rising was they were trying to tie into the Assassin's Creed world at all, just a kiddier approach to it, or a more lighthearted
I bet that
approach?
I bet they were always considering that as a possibility. Is this going to be an Assassin's Creed game? Does it stand on its own? And in the end, they decided to let it stand on its own. But they, that follow-up version that they are working on, the sequel to Immortals Phoenix Rising, is going to have a much more mature visual style to it, and it feels like it could be much more in that Assassin's Creed way. Maybe they will try to make it live in that universe or have an Assassin's Creed subtitle or something like that. But that's going to be the one that has it's the Polynesian setting and sailing the ocean, and it seems very cool based on what we've heard. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's the kind of thing where they are always looking for ways to grow out beyond that and take these ideas and put them in different places, and then Watch Dogs doesn't work after 3 games the way they want it to, so it's all back to Assassin's Creed. That's what's happening.
Ubisoft, if you're listening, here's my pitch here. I've always wanted to get into Rainbow Six Siege, but it's always been incredibly intimidating. Give a more arcadey version that's just purely Rabbids. Class-based Rabbids. Give me the Rabbid with a little sledgehammer, and then a Rabbid.
Splatoon, or yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Give me a Rabbid with that'll put up a wall thing, and then everyone doesn't have actual guns, just suction cups.
That sounds dope.
Write the check. Yeah. Write the check, Ubisoft.
Yeah. They have some mobile games like that, but it's not Rabbids. It's here are all the Tom Clancy characters together in a universe, and it's all these dudes look the same, and none of them have any of the pizzazz of a Michael Thornton.
None of the pizzazz. Alpha Protocol turns out is an amazing game. I've only played
I'm
1
really
hour of
enjoying
it.
It's fun. Yeah. It's pretty good to play in 1 hour chunks too.
Already forgot who that guy was.
Yeah, listen,
said it
you're not
again,
good
I
enough to know.
completely
You're not
forgot.
strong enough to handle Michael
Matt
Thornton.
Rory.
That's
Rory's
That's
Alpha
right.
Protocol.
There was a PlayStation State of Play last week. Basically, the big headlines were Resident Evil 4 looks really goddamn good.
Okay.
Zangief, Cammy, and Lily in Street Fighter 6 look really goddamn good. And Humanity looks really neat. And then Suicide Squad, huh?
Yeah, man.
I just
Yeah, that noise. That has been the response to Suicide Squad. Is that collection of noises we all just kind of grunted out. I'm trying to I'm trying to keep it at arm's length to be a little bit fair to the game.
Sure.
We haven't played it. I haven't played it at least.
Haven't.
But everything they've shown, except for maybe the jumping around, the stuff that looks like Crackdown, the stuff that honestly looks like Anthem in terms of the flying around rocket stuff. Beyond that stuff looks pretty okay. Everything else with the numbers and the mission structure, and the freaking glowing weak spots on helicopters looks just real rough to me, and I'm having a hard time maintaining that sort of sense of fairness. I'm just like, I don't want to play this shit.
I like how they took a part of that showcase or the extended trailer they had to explain why Captain Boomerang can kind of warp around because he took a Speed Force type of thing, and yet they don't explain how Harley Quinn just has a drone constantly flying around her that she can grapple onto, and why can King Shark just run around and jump hella high? He's a shark.
The Hulk can kind of do that, so like I'll give them King Shark.
Okay.
You know?
Did they
Big
show
calf muscles.
Deadshot at all in that, other than him
Yeah,
shooting?
he was the one with the rocket pack that was like doing some Anthem shit.
Okay, I guess. All right.
This
I
game
don't know.
lacks impact in like a really strange way. Like the guns and even like the abilities, like everything feels like there's like no recoil, there's no screen
There's no
shake,
feedback.
there's zero feedback. That game looks like it's like buttery smooth the entire way, and there's no like feedback on anything.
Yeah, there's no pushback in the gameplay systems, and I think that's kind of, when we talk about Destiny having good gunplay and good gun feel, that's because of the way the game pushes back on you when you use those guns. And you look at this, it's just like, I don't know, fucking even like Anthem. Anthem had some cool shit going on.
It had weight to it, you pick the heavier mech class, and like there was like momentum to that. Here it just felt, Jesse, like butter, and not like good butter, just butter.
not good butter, just butter. I don't know.
Margarine.
I'm just
Margarine.
It's one of those things you look at it and you kind of like, oh, I know what this is.
Yeah,
which is like kind of
it's
unfortunate.
An Avengers. It's an Avengers Anthem. It's any one of those, and there's not much reason to think it's going to be much beyond that. Even if it does have all of the content that everyone said those other games needed, I think most people are just kind of over that concept in general, especially for superhero games.
Development on this probably started way before Suicide Squad 2, or at least the James Gunn one.
It seems like it was like a reaction to the success of the Suicide Squad 1 movie at the box office. Yeah.
Right.
Because also Destiny and Division making a lot of money in games.
Because I don't know. I think I would have taken out maybe Deadshot and throw in Peace. Oh, what's his character's name? Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Deadshot's cool though.
I would have thrown in a John Cena, John would have probably done the voice or something. I don't know, go weirder with it, because Suicide Squad is such a weird IP as is that having
King Shark was in that Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad, but he wasn't in the first one, right?
He was not in the first one. It was
No, it was Killer Croc or something.
Killer Croc. Oh my god, that fucking movie. This is just not to go off the rails here, but this is why when James Gunn says we're gonna make the movies and the games exist in the same universe, oh homie, please just don't. Just don't do that.
You're shooting yourself in the foot before y'all are even started.
It's not worth it. It's not worth the headaches. It's just going to look silly when things change, and real world stuff that affects the movies needs to still be in the game because you've already made this game for 5 years. And we're not going to change it now. It's just going to look stupid. Don't do it. This is Rocksteady. This is Rocksteady, like a studio that everyone puts on a pedestal, deservedly so, for many of their games. And they seem to be struggling to make this work. Just don't ask any other studio to try to do this if Rocksteady can't do it.
And the portion of the audience that will think the way that I'm approaching this game is probably fractionally very, very small, but for the main villain to be the Flash, and with all of the drama surrounding the Flash movie with Ezra Miller and how they are
He does
very
talk like
unhinged.
Ezra Miller in the game, it feels like.
Yeah.
He does have an Ezra Miller energy. And apparently the villains are the entire Justice League. So it's not just the Flash. So
Okay.
They just keep showing the Flash. That's like every time we see this game, it's the Flash that we're dealing with.
But I guess Wonder Woman wasn't a villain. She like came to help. But Superman has red eyes and he's like shown up in artwork and stuff. So
Part of me wants this game to be really good just because it's Kevin Conroy's like final performance.
Oh.
And so like I would hate to see it to go this way.
Well, it's always online, so when those servers go down,
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right.
that fucking suck. People will find a way to preserve it, but a helicopter is just one big weak spot. Like that's what it's just a flying weak point. Why are you putting glowy things on there? It looks so silly. I mean, I guess it's a comic book game. We should be open to silly things. There's probably a calendar man in there. I shouldn't be like taking it so seriously, but it's not
Why so serious, Jeff?
Yeah, well, yes, why so serious? But it's not like I'm taking it, I want my this stuff to be hardcore realistic. I just want my games to like feel like they have been paying attention to what other games have been doing for 20 years. And that really feels like we're not even going to try to stand out. We're just going to have the dumbest thing possible as a way to like give you something to shoot at. And that's just things.
Yeah. I think my fear, and I think we mentioned this during the State of Play talkover, is that my favorite Rocksteady games are the more concise, like tighter Arkham games where there's like so much detail and attention built into it. And turning that into like a 4-player shooter, I feel like there's just going to be a lot of filler. Like a lot of filler and just stuff that just will not matter. And I'm going to miss, like, I guess, hunting Riddler icons around like Arkham Asylum and all that jazz. I don't know. Ugh.
Yeah, this just does seem like it's they wanted a game with guns. And so like they worked backward from that. They're like, that's what works for these live service shooters. We got to have guns. So let's get the characters that can use guns. I guess Captain Boomerang then.
Shark.
King Shark?
Using like a minigun,
right?
Like, this is not the most interesting parts of these characters.
No, it's not.
You're highlighting the worst parts of them.
We'll see. This game comes out in a month, I think, or 2 months, month and a half.
Oh shit!
May. It's
No,
end of
I'm
May.
sorry. It's late May, so like 3 months. Okay, so
Say, what fucking time is it, man? Holy shit!
we'll get a lot more about this game then over the next couple of weeks, I'm sure. Man, I'm going to try.
I want to be proven wrong. I really want to be proven wrong.
Same here. All right. Let's see. The last couple things here. Mortal Kombat 12 is coming this year. That's the news. They announced it in a conference call with investors. Warner Brothers Interactive did, or Warner Brothers, the parent company did. David Zaslav just told investors, yeah, that's coming. We're probably going to get that announcement at that PlayStation showcase. If I had to like put money anywhere, it'd be like, okay, that PlayStation showcase is supposed to happen before E3. I bet that game shows up there. Okay. And then Tokyo Game Show announced it's returning September 21st through September 24th. We should go. We should go to Tokyo Game Show.
Yeah, we'll bring Jesse and Michael along.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Come on now.
Oh yeah.
Let's
If
do
anyone's
it.
listening, I could.
Young Elmo in Tokyo. Let's
Yo,
go.
I'll get an Elmo costume. If we go to Tokyo, I'll get an Elmo costume. I'll walk around.
Yes, you will.
I hope to at least
Bring
have
the
a.
Times Square mascot energy.
I hope to at least have a job by December. But if not, someone hit me up.
Yeah,
Let's
pay
make
that
that shit
man his
happen.
money.
Yeah, come on now.
All right.
That does it for the news, Jan. I'm handing this show back over to you. Thank you so much.
Just filled with like this weird energy. It's like when you don't properly have a caffeine nap. Oh, thank you, Jeff.
I'll drop it down to Jesse, and then Jesse can hand it over to Higham, and then Higham can hand it up to you.
Other way, Michael. Other way.
Shit, my bad.
Okay, and then
I think we're all in different parts of the call.
Yeah.
oh, here it is. It's a little cranky. It needs to go take a nap now. We're gonna put the show to sleep, and we're gonna Tokyo drift and take a nap. Oh, what? Okay,
We'll be back,
All right,
though.
all right. Wait. We'll be back. We'll be back with some emails. The Teriyaki Boys song, Tokyo Drift, saves that movie. Saves Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift so hard. Oh my god, just hearing.
I've not seen it in a long time. I will. I'll take your word for it until I watch it very soon.
Fast and Furious. These are the emails for the show. My Go XLR didn't save the email song. Emails. Bombcast.giantbomb.com is the email address to send your emails to. I love receiving the emails. You can write about virtually any and everything that you hear on the show, something that happens to you. And my favorite type of email is quizzes, but also if you want to just avoid an awkward social situation and feel like you got to you don't got to pretend to text someone, you can just email us. Bombcast@giantbomb is the email address. Right. The first email comes from Andreas. I'm not sure which of these may be your last name, so I'm just going to stick to Andreas. Hi there. Just 2 questions. 1, is wrestling the nighttime equivalent of a daytime soap opera?
Yes.
Yes.
Hardcore.
Just 100%. Yes. You got it in one.
If
you nailed it.
If daytime soap opera had like ballet or choreographed dance.
Yes.
Yes.
It's Cirque du Soleil, the daytime soap opera. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I would so fucking watch a wrestling themed Cirque du Soleil show.
Me
it's just
too.
Animals.
That would rule.
Oh man.
Cool.
Just Lucha. What was that? Luchador Underground. Was that Lucha Underground?
Lucha Underground. Yes.
Lucha. Just take Lucha Underground and then just abstract it with the Cirque du Soleil, and then give me that.
Lucha Underground was basically a soap opera where they framed their Vince McMahon style character as like an evil despot, and then someone came back from the dead. There's a lot of great stuff in Lucha Underground. Their second question: has anyone ever gone rogue in the ring and won a match they shouldn't have? Yes. Is it even possible, or would a referee not let it happen? Love you all, Andreas from Sweden. Yes, it has happened where someone forgets to kick out during a very pivotal moment of the match, or perhaps say someone is concussed and doesn't know where they're at and proceeds to go on with a finish anyway, where they think they have to win. I think most notably, DDP was supposed to beat Goldberg, but Goldberg got heavily concussed and then just refused to lay down. And
that's just Goldberg, though.
That's just Goldberg.
Heavily concussed, the person.
Yeah. Isn't Goldberg also the person, he headbutted his way through a door? This happened in the past 5 years. Headbutted his way through a door, gave himself a concussion, and that's why the match had to be super duper short.
That was Goldberg. Yeah. That's Bill Goldberg.
I think he's a little bit of a knob.
Yeah, he seems kind of like a douchebag. Yeah.
Is he a MAGA lord?
He's a MAGA lord.
He really likes knives. He had a knife reality show.
Wow,
competition show.
Cool. That's right. Yes, the sharpening show, right?
Yeah.
When they would do stuff with knives.
Sharpening show. What the fuck?
All right. Next email for you guys following along in the doc. I'm jumping to the last one here. This one about Smeg. This comes from Lloyd. Hello, Bombardiers. Greetings from Cambridge. Having just listened to Grubb profess his desire to sample the erotic delights of a Smeg fridge in Bombcast 777, I feel obliged to inform him that thanks to the comedy sci-fi show Red Dwarf in Britain, Smeg, derived from the clinical term smegma, is a fairly widely used slang name for the cheese-like secretion that accumulates under the foreskin of an uncircumcised penis. As such, he may wish to check any Smeg he seduces for build-up before becoming too intimate. Parentheses.
Yeah, for the gold at the end of the rainbow. Absolutely. I'll check for that. Definitely.
Got cheese under the hood.
Oof.
For my part, I think the appliance I'd be most eager to get fresh with would be an AeroPress, as it already has a strong Swedish-made penis enlarger pump vibes. A non-smeggy smooch to you all.
Explode your dick. Are you kidding me? Don't put your dick in an espresso machine.
An AeroPress, it does look like a penis pump.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. I got weird looks at an office that I worked at when I busted it out of my desk. My boss was like, "Whoa, Jan,
fucking
slow down."
Swedish-made penis enlarger pump vibes. That's a fucking tagline right there. I'm highlighting it.
That's the subhead for my 16 preview.
Yes.
It's a perfectly normal thing to say. That's how I feel about it.
I don't know about the history of why Smeg, the fridge brand, is called Smeg, but I do think we were all aware of
It was made by an S-tier Meg. I'm sorry, I couldn't get through the joke. I'm sorry, I was too dumb.
No, okay, let's roll it back. I don't know where the term Smeg came from in terms of like the fridge.
It was made by an S-tier Meg.
All right, next email.
Boo! Tomato.
Oh, wait, hold on. I got the thing.
Young.
There we go.
Isn't Smeggle? Isn't that is Lord of the Rings?
A dragon?
Smeagol.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Smeagol.
Smog is what you're thinking of. Smog.
No, I think he's thinking of the other Gollum. Damn it, you have me say
Desolation
Gollum
of
now.
Smeg.
That just sounds right to me, Jan. I think you got it.
Oh boy. Okay.
Smeggle.
Isn't that like the random chat
Webcam.
app? Right?
Yeah, it's the webcam chat app.
Oh, Smeggle.
Oh, Smeggle.
Oh no.
Ooh.
If we ever go to a PAX, we need a on-site screen printer, and then you just like, hey, come up with any clip that you've heard from the Bombcast or anything that anyone has said, and then we'll put it on a shirt.
The dumbest thing
classic
said today
good
will be
panel.
a shirt by the end of the day. Absolutely.
Don't go to Smeggle. Please don't go to Smeggle.
Oh, Smeggle.
Oh, I didn't like
Body
Auto parts.
I do.
All right, next email is about joggers. Evan from Missouri. What's up, dudes? I just want to thank you for turning me on to joggers. I had the initial apprehension like Dan when I first heard you were all preaching the good word, but now I have a newfound appreciation for life. Look at that.
My boys. Look at my boys
them
on the
legs.
joggers.
It seems like
That's my foot.
they then follow up. It seems like every good game gets a sequel or series. What's the best game that never got a sequel?
Best game that never got a sequel. Oh shit.
What's
Cameo
that?
elements of power.
Yeah, all right. Amen.
Ooh.
Hunter Biden Katos.
Right?
Jeff Beckler
Guardian
fucking
Legend for the NES. It was a shooter, and then it was an action game. Actually, Nier Automata is actually kind of a sequel to it. It's actually basically the same thing. But yes, Guardian Legend for the NES.
Actually, Alpha Protocol.
Yeah, I saw Alpha Protocol. Like that's a pretty good one. Let me look up my top 25 games of all time. Let me see what didn't get a.
You have that lesson on deck?
It's in my notes app for sure. Come on now. Looks like everything got a sequel. Super Mario RPG, you could say Paper Mario.
Yeah.
Followed up on that. You could say, well, Chrono Cross is a sequel to Chrono Trigger.
Ooh, Legend of the Dragoon. Give me Legend of the Dratoon.
Okay, maybe you shouldn't say that. Not every thought needs to be said, Jan.
That's
Jeez.
true. That's true. Normally, I just like everyone politely smiles and nods their head.
Whoa!
Man,
got that shit on
that
deck.
happens way too often on the show. Someone just says a game and then someone just pulls it out.
Well, it helps when you have Mike Minotti who has a million fucking things on his desk.
I want to see Mike Minotti's desk. Grubb, what does Mike Minotti's desk look like?
There's like a weird small Genesis. There's a bunch of cables. There's like a camera. It's honestly just a mess. And then there's a notepad or a sticky note that just says heel mutt on it. And then there's a lot of him going lol and ha ha ha. And
He is a child.
Yeah, basically.
I love him so much, though. We all love Mike Minotti.
He's our child.
He's our child. Look at that. Do you have an N64 near you right now, Jesse?
Nope. I just keep this on my desk because it's my favorite Nintendo 64 game.
It's like anchors, you know? You got to keep it close to you. It's what holds you down. Keeps you humble.
There we go. That's a good game.
There we go.
Donkey Kong 94.
Yeah.
Let's just start pulling out games, everybody.
Okay, here's I'm holding up 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 SSDs that I don't know what are even on these. I just found these in the office, and I'm like, this was in one of my boxes. I should take it. Oh shit!
Hey,
This
hook it
is
up.
Tomb Raider 2, but with the cheat codes like written on the inside of the
Wow.
joys.
Wow.
What a flex! What a flex!
I don't know. That's a good ass question. I feel like I should have an answer on hand for that. I'll just go with Super Mario RPG.
This is the best sequel though. Stuart
That's
Little 2.
Balan Wonderworld.
Stuart Little 2. Wow.
Do you honestly think, Grubb, that we're gonna get a Balan Wonderworld 2?
Fuck no.
Okay.
Not if
That
Yuji
guy's
Naka's
in
in jail.
They said jail.
Yeah,
It'll be
That
the
man's
first
in
video game
prison.
developed from prison.
Yeah, it's gonna have my review's gonna be like it's a lot like prison wine. Like, yeah, goes down
Player
smooth.
Production's going to do a whole documentary series on Eugene
I would
Allen's
watch that.
development of Battlefield.
Hey, I follow a lot of people or TikTok creators that are in jail. So anything is possible, you know?
That rules. Oh my god, give me a tip for that. I would love that.
How do you create content in jail?
Well, listen, we're not gonna blow up their spot.
Like a lot of it is just like cooking in jail. So you get your commissary and then like, oh, yo, I'm a deep fry. You want to deep fry some chicken? Let's deep fry some chicken in jail.
Yeah, but they got like iPhones and shit.
They smuggle in phones.
Yeah.
You buy a green screen and a ring light from commissary, and then you just make content.
Shit, that's
It's a lot like our lives, honestly.
yeah. Prison
Think
doesn't
about
sound
it.
so
Maybe
bad.
we're in the
Let's
prison.
go. Yeah.
This
Wow.
is
Whoa.
where-
Yeah, I got my third eye open. Thanks, Jeff.
No, I didn't mean to
You're
do that
welcome.
one. Oops. All right. I'm not too familiar with this, but maybe you three are. This email comes from Dan P. What would your American Gladiator name be? I never watched American Gladiator.
Young Elmo.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Let's see. Like all the ones that were on there were like Laser and Blaze, and so lots of Z's in names basically,
Ooh.
or Z sounds. Yeah, I would be Zound with a Z. There you go.
Glizzy Goblin.
Jen, you would be Pounder.
Pounder. Oh, I like it. I'll take
Yeah.
it. Michael, I think
I
yours
can
would
also be
be
Blitz.
Swedish made penis and larger pump.
Hell yeah.
Vibes.
Gives you
right.
the existential crisis.
Yeah. Smeg. Oh, Smeg.
Swag.
Existential
Yeah.
crisis core.
Zmeg.
All right.
My name would be Jamie Kennedy. That would be my American Gladiator
Perfect.
name. Yeah.
No notes.
I don't know why I thought you were gonna say Jamie Lee Curtis, and I'm like, yeah.
Oh, that's a real powerful name. JLC.
Ooh. I'd let Jamie Lee Curtis punch me in the mouth.
For
Just
sure.
cause.
I've seen True Lies.
Next email comes from Austin from the Bay Area. Yay area. Sorry, I feel compelled to do that. Hold on. Yay area.
Is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
You put yourself on the soundboard?
No, I just did it now.
He's just living out. No, he's just doing it.
Shouts out to the Gogsler when it works. Hi, crew. I've been living the French press life for a while, but after Jan's comment on UPF, I realized I need to try drip. Jan, I'm lost. What kind of V60 should I get? What kind of filters do I need? Also, my kettle only goes down to 180. Do I need a whole new kettle? Help me, fam. Austin, Bay Area. I'll be right back. Vamp amongst yourself, boys.
A whole new kettle. Sorry, I just saw that Little Mermaid.
Smeg and Drip.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's a horny show. We all have to just deal with it. All right?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Look,
okay.
everyone's horny sometimes.
Jan's very. Oh my God, he's got a handful. He's got a grinder. He's got a bag of what looks like prescription drugs.
Jan, do you
this
have
guy-
the little thing
The
that you put in the
separator?
grounds? It's like you have like the tamper or whatever, but then
Yeah.
there's like the other thing that aerates the grounds
A
before you.
WDT, baby.
A
Yeah.
WDT or what?
You could just use a bunch of
down to.
toothpicks.
Okay.
I watch a lot of espresso making on TikTok. It's so common
Yeah.
watching people just make it.
They have like fucking
love
like
it.
20 different devices to do like
Yo.
one thing to it. It's wild, yeah.
Well, Marzocho, if you're watching, send your boy the new little espresso machine. I can make game content out of it. I can be Giant Bomb Sojiro. I'll guide a whole new generation of coffee drinkers. All right, yo. V60, you could just get the Hario kind. This is just a plastic baby because all the ceramic nice ones that I've bought have all broken because people don't know how to handle my stuff properly and just
Oh my
knock
God.
it off of shelves.
Animals.
But if you are going to go get a ceramic one, the ceramic ones are nice because when you throw some hot water over it, it preheats the whole thing really nicely. Get some good temperature control over there. Filters, again, Hario stuff. Make sure you get the right number filter for your V60. The numbers do matter. There are slow drip papers, which are a little bit thicker. As a coffee drinker, I do think about my carbon footprint, so I'm thinking about trying metal filters because I find the paper ones to be very wasteful, especially because This is a bag of 100 filters. I bought this last month, and I only have 6 left. I drink too much coffee.
My espresso machine uses metal filters, and I've been very happy with that.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. This, fellows, cut the check, man. This is a temperature control stag kettle. Cut the damn check. I recommend this shit to everyone. If you are a tea drinker and you want to brew your tea, which should be normally at a 180 Fahrenheit, you get good temperature control. This goes as low as 150. If you wanted to use this as like a weird sous vide, I guess you could. They also make a bigger one that's a pitcher style.
You can also use it as one of those things that you pour in your nose and then
neti pot.
Little neti pot action. But the best thing,
his money.
the best thing you can do for your coffee enjoyment, whether you're French pressing, espressoing, pour over, is get a good grinder. Shouts out to Grinder. Grinder, you don't have to cut the check.
You can if you want, though.
You can if you want to. I'll record a Grinder app.
I'm not gonna say no to a check at this point in my life.
A good hand grinder is or a good grinder in general is definitely worth the price tag. It'll get you where you're going. It'll unlock the notes of the coffee and whatnot. Basically, every coffee company, cut the check. I'll do it. I'll do whatever you want me to do. I also Grubb, please.
I was gonna say if you just do everything that Jan just said, you can also make some pretty good LSD.
Yes.
So just the same exact process.
Same exact process.
Eat Herba Mystica.
Yo.
Hey, smoking on that Herba Mystica. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I had a lot more coffee stuff that I had to downsize. Like I had a siphon pot, which is the one that looks like you're making meth.
Hell yeah.
It's great. It's great. For some reason, I don't like cold brew though. I can't get down with cold brew.
Oh, you don't fuck with cold brew?
No,
that's my go-to.
I only like hot coffee.
What's yerba mate?
Oh, we ready to get into yerba mate?
I think I'm ready to get in yerba mate. First, I'm going to find out what it is.
Okay. Yo. You could do the canned stuff, the Goyaki jazz.
Yeah, okay.
Ben Pack loved the Goyaki. He got down to with the yaki.
The Goyaki boy? All right.
Yerba, though, if you want to do yerba properly, you have to drink it from a gourd through a special straw, kind of like a life straw that filters it. Because so with tea, right, you're supposed to steep it. After a certain period of time, you dump the leaves out or dump your tea bag out and then just drink the liquid. With yerbs, you're constantly steeping. New hot water, constantly steeping. And then like the type of caffeinated high that it gives you, it's like not so much like a brain buzz like what coffee will do to you.
High.
It's a body high. And let me tell you, the first time I had yerba proper, messed me up.
Sounds like drugs.
It is.
It sounds like you're doing drugs out there.
We all know. We all laugh and joke, but this is my addiction. This is my
caffeine. Real drug out there. Yeah.
Fuck, dog. That's what's
Is that what that Naruto character was carrying around in his gourd on his back? Just some yerbs.
Yerbs.
We talking about? Talking about Jiraiya? Was Jiraiya?
No,
the guy with the gourd on his back.
No, Gaara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You talking about Gaara? No.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I think he probably had yerbs in there. I don't know if you know what you're talking about, Higham. There's probably yerbs.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Let's read one more email. How about that, gentlemen?
Sure.
This comes from Cam from Kansas City. Cam has made a little Destiny quiz.
Oh.
Hey y'all, happy Destiny 2 Lightfall Day. In celebration, here's a little quiz I've put together to see if you can determine if the listed thing is a Destiny item or the name of a metal band. Jan, only click the link below. It has answers listed. Thanks, love you. Love you too, Cam. Feel free to use as many as little as you'd like. Have a great rest of your week, gamers. Cam from Kansas City. Jesse, you're a Destiny guy, right?
Yeah, I'm wearing my Destiny ring right now.
Wow.
Whoa, this fool's married.
Married to the game.
The Destiny World Championship.
Married to Cam from Kansas City, who helped me get that ring.
There we go. Okay, so you may have an easier time with this. All right. There's 17 items. We'll maybe go through all of them. All right. First up.
So me and Michael should probably guess first, and then Jesse could guess afterward.
All right. So either it is a band or an item in Destiny. Okay.
Okay. Cool. Got it.
Number 1, the Locust.
That's a band.
I'm gonna say that is an item.
It is indeed a band.
Mm-hmm.
American grindcore metal with hardcore punk and new wave experimentation.
Yes.
I don't need to know all that.
Nezaric's Sin.
That's an item.
Item.
It is indeed an item.
It's a warlock helmet.
Yeah.
Whoa, dude.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. It's a warlock helmet. All right.
I did need to know that. All right, cool.
All right. Hold on. Let me just do this. Seventh Wonder.
That's a band.
Damn. I'm gonna say item.
I think it's an item.
It is a Swedish progressive metal band formed in 2000.
Whoa, dude.
Damn.
Nature
That's
of
what's
the
up.
Beast.
I'm gonna go item.
I'm gonna go item too.
Band.
It is an item.
Let's go.
A legendary hand cannon in Destiny.
Sure.
Sick.
I'm going to assume this J is a soft J and Jotun.
That's it.
Just Jotun?
Jotun.
That's probably like.
It's probably both.
I'd probably say it's a band.
I'm gonna say item, but I don't feel
It's
good
an
about it.
item. It is a heavy shotgun. Or is it a tractor cannon? I don't remember.
It is actually an item. It is an exotic fusion rifle in Destiny.
Fusion rifle. That's what they consider it.
Ooh, Black Rose.
Say,
I would say
19
both.
I'm gonna say band.
I'll say band also.
Band.
A UK heavy metal band active in the 1980s and from 2006 to present.
Oh wow. Okay. It definitely sounded like a 80s hair metal band.
Cam, thank you for the context here with the bands and not just saying band. This is a fun one. Apotheosis Veil.
Item.
That's an item.
It's an item. It's a warlock chess piece.
Yes, it is a warlock helmet in
Yeah.
Destiny.
This fucking
Oh,
sicko.
Well, go fucking write a Prima guide about it. Jesus.
I did. Go have read them. I did.
1,000 voices.
That is. I'm gonna go item.
I'll probably. Damn. I'll go item also. Yeah.
Item. It is an exotic fusion rifle.
Yeah, it is an exotic fusion rifle. What the hell?
God damn.
I'm dialed in on this now.
Fatebringer.
That sounds so much like an item. I'm gonna have to say band.
Yeah, you're right. It feels a little on the nose.
Right.
So
Item.
I'll say band.
It
Is
okay.
a legendary hand cannon that you get from
Fuck
the
it.
class.
Fuck
It is
outta
a legendary
here.
hand cannon.
Get the fuck out of here.
All right.
Fucking nerd.
Fatebringer. God.
All right. Let's speed
kinda-
through.
First hand cannon to have Firefly on it in
All
Destiny
right.
1.
All right. Let's speed through the rest of these. Mouth of the Architect.
Item.
Band.
I'm going to say band.
It is a band. Blood in the Water.
Band.
Item.
Item. It's a shotgun.
It is an exotic sparrow.
Oh, it's
God.
for
So
sure.
it is an item. Skyforger.
Band.
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 It is a band. Ion Dissonance.
That's definitely an item.
Band.
I want to say that that's a weapon. It's an item.
It is indeed a band. I'm not familiar with this genre. I think Cam's pulling my leg, but I do trust him. It is a Canadian mathcore band.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
What is-
Shouts out to Mathcore.
What is mathcore?
Is Mathcore, correct me if I'm wrong, Mathcore is like when they fuck with time signatures? Or
Don't they use like fractals or something to make their music progressions or something?
Oh, okay. Okay. Young Elmo. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, young Elmo.
Young Elmo.
Prophet of Doom.
Fuck.
I'm gonna go item. I don't feel good about it.
I'm going to go band.
I'll go band.
It is a legendary shotgun.
Shit.
There's so many weapons in Destiny.
Yeah. Yeah.
So many.
Dominion 3. 3 is in Roman numerals.
That's a band.
That's an item.
Band.
It is a band.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Disney ain't using Roman numerals.
The second sequel to a band. Hell yeah.
Final two here. Final two. Second to last one. The penultimate. Is it an item or a band? In Flames.
Band.
On Fuego, that is a band.
Band.
It is indeed a band.
Okay.
And last one here, Izanagi's Burden.
That's an item.
Yeah, that sounds so much like a Destiny item. I'm going to go band. I'm going to talk myself out of it and say band.
It's an item. It's a rocket launcher.
It is an exotic sniper rifle in Destiny.
Okay.
Let's go.
Cam, thank you for
Destiny's
the quiz.
Child.
Destiny's Child.
What a fantastic quiz. I love quizzes.
More quizzes, please.
Yeah,
email.
these are great. I know they do take a lot of work, but this is fantastic.
Yeah.
Cam, also thank you for the context that you have added to all of these. And you can send your emails about virtually any and everything we talk about on the show, stuff we don't talk about, stuff that's on top of your mind, video game related or not, to bombcast@giantbomb.com. Before we end the show, I want to say thank you to our special guests, the homies, Michael Higham and Jesse Vitelli.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank
You know
you,
the
thank
vibes.
Here's time to plug away, sirs. What you've been working on. Where can people find you on the internet?
Ooh, you can find me and all of my bullshit at Michael P. Higham on Twitter. You can catch my Hi-Fi Rush review on IGN. You can catch my Yakuza Ishin review on GameSpot. You can check out my Crime Boss preview at Polygon. You can check out my Final Fantasy XVI preview on Ars Technica. And you could also catch me on Kind of Funny Games Cast, where I talk about Final Fantasy XVI there as well. But most importantly, from time to time, you can check me out here on the Giant Bombcast. You know the fucking vibes. And MinMax. We're going to be doing some things with MinMax. You know the fucking vibes.
Jesse, sir.
How do I follow that up? You could just find me at Prima Games. That's the only place I'm ever, and on Twitter.
Probably making more money than me, though.
Check out our 16 coverage, our Destiny 2 Lightfall coverage that's been going up, all the fun stuff. You know where to go. If you find me on Twitter at Jesse Vitelli, if you go to Mama Vitelli, you found the right place. My Twitter's unhinged. Be prepared. It oscillates wildly back and forth. But yeah, that's
There
what
we
I got.
go.
Thanks for having me.
God damn.
And Jeff Grubb, what do we got going on for the rest of the week? We got some more Game S mornings, right?
That's right. We got Game S mornings happening the rest of the week. We'll have, Grubber Lang. We will have Blight Club. We got some quick looks that we've got in the can. We'll find times for those things. There's lots of stuff happening on the site.
Demo Derby that you and Dan did is now up on the site. That is the fun one. I mean, all demo derbies are really fun, and I feel the most FOMO of like, oh man, I wish I was on this one.
Yeah, well, it would have been really fun. They had the gaming advisory panel, which a bunch of people that PlayStation picked and took to E3, and they had a real good energy. All of them did, so that was fun. And then there were some good games. They had that Ang Lee Hawk video game on there. There's a whole bunch of fun stuff. Really good things happening there. I
don't know if this is a hot take, but I love that Ang Lee film. But I think I'm just like an Ang Lee mark. So
I think it's fair. I think it's fair. A fair take.
Yo, the transitions in the Ang Lee Hulk movie are amazing. It's like a comic book movie.
Yeah.
So many wipes. Forget all this depth of field shit. Shaky cam. Go all the way Ang Lee. Just do some fun wipes, man.
Do the full Ang Lee. Absolutely. Yeah, it's a good one. And then, like I said, we've been recording some quick looks. We had a busy Monday and then the first half of Tuesday, and that stuff will get all sprinkled throughout the rest of the week. So look out for all that.
Kirby quick look. Finally got the Atomic Heart quick look.
We got a couple play it forwards in the bag that will be coming out on Mondays. So next Monday, then Monday after that, we got stuff coming.
Stuff is in the pipes. Potentially a Wolong quick look as well. We got going on.
We're going to get Tam on that. And then UPF will, should we say the theme of the UPF or should we save it just in case we shift it up?
I'm pretty confident we'll do this one because
we're going to do we're going to do a cube UPF, a GameCube UPF. So we're going to play some GameCube stuff. So look out for that. I'm going to bring on Mikey for that. We'll have some fun. If
you got any GameCube games that you definitely want to see, and keep in mind, it's going to be UPF style, so it'll be a grab bag. The first couple minutes have to be really hot. Can't really load up some saves. I mean, I guess we could, but that's a lot.
Geist.
Custom Robo. Oh, I always thought that game looked hella cool.
We play some Custom Robo. We get the Parsec going.
Parsec, let me tell you, amazing.
Surprisingly good.
Very good. Yep.
Surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Parsec cut the check.
Parsec cut the check. Everyone else that we've mentioned, every other brand that we mentioned, cut the check, damn it. I'm ready to cash out. Folks, until next week, we'll see you then for another episode of the Giant Bombcast. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you, Michael. And thank you at home. You look great today. Ho! 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 The Giant Bombcast is hosted by Jan Ochoa, brought to you by your beautiful faces. I love you.
Fuck Toad.
Oh. Oh.